Hey, what's up, everybody? It's JD, and I am here with Paul and
Hello.
Gabe. Yes,
Hey.
and it is low key the rebirth. If we continue this podcast, not guaranteeing it, but we are renaming this to the JD and Paul Cast. We have really we have really cool new graphic art created by the homie Alien Monkey from Instagram, so you guys can check that out. Hopefully I throw it up on the screen, and if not,
or her.
It's him. And if not, definitely go check it out on our podcast websites, which would be iTunes and SoundCloud. But I'm going to try to upload this also to Spotify and Anchor, because you can receive vocal, like, I don't know what you call them, like requests, or maybe people talk to you. I got to look into it, but this will be in different places. It'll all be in the description below, whichever description it is that you're looking at. And today's episode is about Endgame, y'all. You've been asking us to talk about it, review it, and we are here. I have seen the film plenty of times, and my buddies have seen it once as well. So how about we get into this? Who wants to kick things off? Anybody? I don't even know how.
Remember, spoilers. We're doing the spoilers.
Oh yeah, spoilers. Sorry. This is a spoiler.
Spoilers.
Sorry, guys. Let them know. Paul, go for it.
So since we're talking about this film, there will be spoilers. So if you have not seen the movie yet, go do that. Come back, or just if you don't care, like I used to be, just hang out, say something, or not, or whatever. So.
Or if you've been on the internet for the last 24 hours, you are already spoiled. So this will just be a explanation to what you have been seeing.
You heard the boys. It's a spoiler review. I won't even call it a review. Let's just call it a podcast, because I don't know what this is. But it's a spoiler overview of Endgame. Spoiler talk. So yeah, with that being said, anybody? I don't even know where we start. Do we start with what we liked about the movie? Do we start with the best characters? Do we start with our initial thoughts? You guys want to do that overall? Or is that the end?
Let's start with the initial thoughts.
I'm bad at podcasting and making content.
Not like you do this for a living or anything.
It's not like I do it for a living or anything. God, I'm big trash. All right, so initial thoughts. I'll go first, because I'm leading this thing, kind of, sort of, co-leading with Paul. All right, initial thoughts. It was amazing. It was one of the best. It was one of the best action movies, superhero movies I've ever seen, and I saw it 3 times because I did because I'm a crazy person. I saw it the first night it came out, which was the most epic night, which I saw with my boys, and then I saw it a second time the day after. And the day after was pretty cool. I watched it alone, got to get all the feels out alone, and then I saw it one third time, me and my wife, the other night, which was awesome. And all the feels had finally subsided, and I finally came to terms with everything that was a part of the film. So how about with that, we'll go on to Paul, and Paul, you can give us your initial reactions to the film.
I thought it was going to be very tough for them to top or come close to what was Infinity War for me. Just for, like, the scope of everything, everybody being in the movie, but like this movie caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting to shed tears multiple times throughout a movie. It's rare for me to feel things, especially for a comic book movie.
Yeah,
so
I feel that. Yeah, Gabe, thoughts?
I went in totally blind, like JD. We were talking about going in blind, like watching any trailers or anything like that, and it totally blindsided me, so to speak. So yeah, I mean, it was the best Marvel movie in my opinion to date. Just how they kind of tied up all the loose ends, or most of them, and then left some for like future movies and endeavors, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. I never seen so many grown men cry in a movie at once.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sad now.
I know, right?
Tears.
I mean, I'm not sad thinking about it anymore. I got over that, but no, the first 2 times, oh man. And just when I got home, I was like, hey Gabe, do me a favor, rotate your mic so I don't think the best part of your mic is coming through.
Oh,
I don't know where the front is, but wherever that is, try to
I think I
find.
found it.
Yeah, that's better for me. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Yeah, those are our initial thoughts. So how about we do this? We'll talk about the first act of the movie and what we liked, what we didn't like, and then we can go to second and then third, obviously. I don't know. Well, we all know how it started off. What is it? Is it 2 days after Thanos snaps?
It was like a day or two after.
Yeah.
Actually, no. It was like what, a week or two?
Because remember when they were about to cut his head, they were like, "It's been 2 days since you've done this. Where are the stones?" And he was like, "I used the stones to destroy the stones."
It was 2 days since Thanos did it, but it wasn't.
It was like
Thanos
5
destroyed-
years.
No.
No,
Okay,
that
well,
was
let's.
before
All right,
5 years.
yo, don't mess this up.
Time travel.
Yo, just,
No.
Hold
Time
on,
traveling.
bro. I've seen it 3 times. Y'all not gonna tell me I'm wrong. But wait, Paul, what were you about to say?
Like before they go find Thanos, that was like about like a week or two
No,
post snap.
no.
Right?
No. So look, here's the thing. Oh no. Okay, so yeah.
Because they get Brie Larson, and she comes back after.
Excuse me.
the
Yeah,
5-year
I apologize. It was. I forgot. I said 2 days. I meant to say 28 days or something. Because there was because it starts in it starts in the sky, right? It starts in the sky with Nebula and
No, it starts.
Jeez, where does it start? My bad.
Hawkeye's family.
Yeah, there you go. Starts with
Yeah.
Starts with Hawkeye's family and him going, "Honey, Hawkeye, where you at, Hawkeye? Baby Hawkeye." Yes, that's true. So whatever, we get that scene, we get them dusted, just so you can show that. That's what the thunder in the sky represented when they all got dusted, which was cool. And then I know that we hopped into the whole montage of Tony and Nebula, rekindling and whatnot. And then Tony being saved and Nebula by Captain Marvel, and then they land. And then they sit there, and Tony has that weird, he was very skinny and kind of cracked out, kind of panic attack because
He's been in space for 24 days.
yeah, 24 days. The food was down, the air was down, all that stuff. And I want to say that in the beginning of that, like when that all happened, that was good. That built real tension because I was like, oh snap, how are they going to get Tony out of space? And then, obviously they used the scapegoat, which was, well, Captain Marvel knows about him now.
Goku. You mean Goku?
Goku. Which, if you guys have seen, have we all seen Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and at the end of Captain Marvel, she introduces herself to the Avengers and says, "Where's
Fury?
Yeah, where? Do it again for me, Paul.
Where's Fury?
Wait, why are you? What's with the sassy neck?
Where's Fury?
She's not that sassy.
Well, yeah, she shows up and she says, "Where's Fury?" and all that jazz. And then after doing all that, they go on with their lives. Everybody basically, they drop them off, take them to Earth. Everybody sits down, they talk. Robert Downey Jr. needs some food and all that jazz. They have the moment where he takes off the thing because he's mad at Cap, and we got those everything got a good callback in the movie. I think that's one of the best parts of the movie. Like all those lines that Iron Man was saying to Cap were lines that he said to him before. He was like, "Well, if we lose now, we'll lose together," or whatever that was from, like, I forget, it was like Civil War and all that, or it could have been Winter Soldier. I'm not sure which film, but I like the beginning. I don't know. Is there anybody want to take from here and talk about like what happened next?
Yeah, and then they're just like, "Yo, we got to ride on Thanos. We got to."
Oh yeah, that's right. They pulled. That's the thing. They said, "Well, let's go kill the son of a bee," and then what's her name?
They're trying to get the stones. They didn't want to kill him.
Well, okay,
So
but they wanted to chase him down though. Remember, like they were because
back to wish everybody back.
because Captain Marvel was about to run off and be like, "I'll go find him," and they were like, "Hey, superhero girl, first off, where you been at this whole time?" She's like, there are more planets in the universe, you bum asses." and then she was like, "So I had to pull up on all them people." But yeah.
So they found him because he destroyed the stones,
No.
right? And
Yeah,
they
he
found
used the stones
Well,
to
no.
destroy the stones.
They
True.
found the anomaly of that. or
Well,
whatever?
no. Well, the thing was that Nebula knew where he was because he always talked about going to the garden and all that jazz. And then Rocket had been with his, like, because he's an intergalactic space cowboy or whatever. He said that when the snap happened and the Earth dealt with all the stuff that they had to deal with. Why am I getting a phone call from Pilar? Somebody pick up from right here. Basically, Rocket found this second planet that what's his name used the stones on, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So he used the stones, and they're just like, "Oh, he used the stones a few days ago. Well, we know where he's at, so let's go ride on him." And then they all get in that spaceship and they fly off into space. And then
And then they
confront
pull
Thanos.
up on that new planet. Did he create that new planet, or was that just a planet he went
Yeah,
to?
it's just a planet he went to.
It's just his
But they
life.
were saying that the activity just like happened. What is? Hold on, Pilar keeps calling me. You guys talk about this. I'll be right back.
Anyway, so they pull up on the planet and they're like ready to ride on Thanos, and Thanos is just chilling, like
He's just chilling. Just
chilling,
in his
butt
PJ.
naked, butt naked in the sun, tanning, and like he's
Next
so that
thing you know, Thanos is just chilling in his house, looking all crispy because he just used the thing. Like it says, he's looking all extra, like rotisserie chicken.
oh yeah.
And out of nowhere, you see Captain Marvel just like a missile bust in and rock him.
Rock and sock him.
And, just like, where's the stones? He's like, they're gone. And then all of a sudden, you see like Hulk in the Hulk armor come out of the ground and like grab him, and everybody's like grabbing his arms. It's like, where are the stones? Kind of like how they were doing on the planet before Star-Lord messed everything up.
Oh yeah.
They had him in the same.
All right, I'm back.
They had Thanos in the same position, ready to go, like they're trying to remove the glove from him, like they did on the planet. And then he's like, "I destroyed it."
No, okay. You guys have not seen the movie more than once. You're giving us bad cliff notes. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
giving you the rights.
Listen. All right, I don't even. Where did you guys leave? Where did you guys leave? Where'd you leave off on just now before you butcher the
Left
movie?
off on Thanos chilling on his planet beach, just chilling,
Planet Beach.
chilling butt naked. on the
No,
beach.
no, he wasn't.
Dion flopping in the wind.
Oh my goodness. All right,
And
so yeah. They
no,
let.
we
They
left off.
And they had him in position. He was like, "Where are the stones?" He's just like, "I destroyed them."
Yeah.
He's like, "It's too late." He's just like,
Well,
what you guys did is like, it led you back to me.
Well, wait, what?
I am an inevitable.
It-
Where are the stones?
What did you
And
just
then
say? I
Nebula
am
was
an
like-
inevitable.
There's one thing my daddy don't do. My daddy don't lie.
Oh my God, I hate you both so
And he's
much.
like,
right
daughter, thank you for having my back in this time of need. And all of a sudden, ah!
Yikes.
Thor
Listen to me.
with the fatality.
Yes, he pulled up. They pulled up. They cut off his arm, and which was very easily the thing they should have done in the beginning. Cut off. They cut off his arm, and then they got him to do all the talking. And then I guess you guys kind of basically gave a good synopsis of it.
They did cut off his arm. Forgot about that.
Yeah, they cut off his hand, and then Rocket looked at the gauntlet, and the gauntlet had no Infinity Stones left. So he was like, "Oh no!" And then he was like, "Where are the stones?" And he was like, "I used the stones to destroy the stones." And that's the part. I mean, I was there. I saw it 3 times, so I know these scenes almost verbatim now. But then he said, "I went for the head." Everything got sad. Blah blah blah. My dad's not a liar. And and then they cut to the screen where it was like 5 years.
5 years later.
And then that's when things really got crazy.
That was super sad.
It was sad because I think the one thing that people who are watching the movie aren't really grasping is that everyone who was left had to live those 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to live without their loved ones for 5 years, and those people who died were gone for 5 years. It probably feels like a moment in time because they got snapped and then snapped back. Because
That's what Peter said.
Yeah, because I'm sure when you like cease to exist, in that sense, like you probably.
Which is like a reference to the quantum realm that Ant-Man was talking about.
Yeah, because that's what
What do you mean?
that's what Spider-Man said when he got brought back. He's like, we're on the planet, and then it went dark, and then we're here.
Yeah. So that's only a moment in time for them. So, but for everybody else, they had to live with it, and that's crazy. But yeah, we got the 5-year thing. So the first act of the movie for me was that was crazy. I was like, whoa, even though that's not the whole first act, but I was like, wow, okay. Because the 5-year time skip, I hate when stories do time skips, but they actually did this one pretty well. But it was still kind of like
it started off different, on a different tone for like a Marvel movie. I feel like it usually starts out kind of witty and upbeat, and this one was more so had a dark veil over it, and then
from the beginning.
Well, yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, the last movie was like a downer. Like that's what it was meant to be.
Empire Strikes Back, baby.
And like they leave you guessing because everybody's like, oh, they just killed Thanos. What's the rest of the movie?
And I think, and then that's where we get into 5 years later, and then we get the cutscene of the rat stepping across that little toggle in the junkyard, and then we get
shout out to that rat. That's the real MVP.
Oh no, real talk. The rat saved the day.
Rat saved the life.
The rat didn't just save the life. The rat saved.
So if you guys see a rat. If you guys see a rat in the local bodega, give him some cheese.
Give him
chopped cheese.
Give him a chopped cheese.
I saw a funny meme where it was like just a picture of the rat and it said "Avenge the Fallen." Like, so funny. I gotta send that if I
got a meme. I didn't send it.
Hey, can we finish the podcast before we start sending memes, please?
Okay.
Well, I can show you.
Oh my gosh, what does that say? Pull it back a little bit. Pull it back a little bit. That says, "Who was the real of the Avengers?" Yo, send me that. That's so funny, dog.
Funny.
That's really funny. All right, y'all. So, after that, what do we get? We got the rat. The rat opened the thing. We got Ken Jeong cameo, which was cool. We got.
Oh yeah, he definitely was in that movie.
Yeah, that was Ken Jeong because the Russo brothers worked on Community, so basically everyone from Community has done a cameo in the movie in the MCU somewhere,
except Chevy Chase.
That's really cool.
Not maybe. I don't know. I guess. But yeah, what else? We got Pizza Rat who saved the day, and after Pizza Rat saved the day,
out comes Scott Lang from the portal.
Yeah, Scott Lang from the portal.
He's like, what the hell happened?
Yeah,
he's been gone.
Yeah, in San Francisco, and he asked that kid. That was the funniest part. He was like, "Hey kid, what's going on around here?" And the kid was like, "F you, mister. My parents are dead." Like, that was...
He ran around on his bike.
That made me laugh so hard. Oh, man. But, he pulls up to that, the Vanished little memorial cemetery area. That was pretty cool. I like that. But I was you telling me people went out of their way to really work on that? Like, I thought we lost half of these people. How they working so hard? But I guess there's still plenty of people. Like, it was like,
well, somebody like half the one goes, you still gotta work.
Yeah,
shoot, not from them overhead scenes of the city where the Met Life building was all dead and all that stuff. The Mets baseball universe, what is that thing called? A stadium.
There's still some artisan hipsters ready to craft some memorials, I guess.
Artisan hipsters.
That was the main.
Yeah, if you would have thrived in that time period,
man, you would have been the next Picasso, baby.
Damn,
Picasso, I follow you. But let's do a little.
I get Dusty to just make art about me.
Let's skip ahead a little bit to, I guess, we don't necessarily need to talk every single scene, but and I clicked the wrong button. And Gabe, your camera.
Gabe, did you freeze?
Gabe, your camera went black. Gabe, where are you?
Oh,
how about now? Did I get dusted?
Avenge the Fallen. Gabe, quit. Gabe,
how about now?
No, turn off your camera on the thing and then turn it back on. But till then, it'll just be me and Paul. You're back. All right, so we got the Avenge the Fallen. We then get the cutscene of not a cutscene. The whole movie's a cutscene. The whole movie's.
So we got some surprise acting out of Paul Rudd for me, being all emotional. I was like, oh.
What do you mean? Paul Rudd's done emotional movies?
I've never seen him.
Well, maybe you should open up your catalog of films and go watch other movies.
No, I'm good.
That makes no sense. Did you hear him? Did you hear what he just said? He said, I've never seen Paul Rudd act with emotion. Then I said, go watch more Paul Rudd movies. He said, no, I'm good. Paul, you're the problem.
If he's not in the movie with Seth Rogen or any of those people, I don't watch him.
Have you seen that little side tangent? Have you seen that clip of Kevin Hart talking about people who hate for no reason?
No.
Where he's like, where he said people will go see a movie and be like, oh yeah, Titanic, I love that movie, and some dude will come through and just be like, I effing hated it, and he's like, why? What you mean, man? And he's just like, what you mean? You know what I mean? That movie trash. And he's like, but why? And then he's like, I ain't gotta tell you why. You know exactly why. That's exactly what you just did, Paul.
No.
You pretty much just shitted on him for no reason, and then I said, and then I said, okay, you should go educate yourself, and you said, no, I'm not gonna do that either. What? That makes no sense.
If he's not Ant Man, I ain't watching, man.
Oh god. All right, bro. Look. So let's get back to this dialogue.
War, man.
Yo, let's get back to this dialogue. Y'all pissing me off, man. I don't even know.
Avenge the fallen, man.
Shut up. Do not do memes.
Low key, what if when that portal reopened up at the end, out came freaking
man.
Lucius Lyon. I'm back, man.
As the real
I was stuck in a different timeline, man. Y'all got me free, man.
Something happened to me, Tony, when you was in the desert, man.
See, I got darker, man.
You know what?
Dark and skinny. I got dark and skinny, man.
I remember a life where I had 3 sons and ran a record label, man. I don't know what happened in that simulation you put me in, Tony, man.
This dude don't even watch Empire talking mess about it. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man. All right, now.
When you snap that iron, man. Man.
All right, man. Let's get back to it. So, oh man. I don't know what happens next. Oh, so Captain America has the little sit down. He has
got a lot more.
Well, there's hella more movie. Remember when they sat down and they're doing the part where the Russo brother sits there and he's talking about like, oh, I went on a date and all that, and the creator of Thanos was sitting there as well. The original writer, he was the old bald dude with the mustache. Yeah, because I saw like an IGN interview with him recently, but he was in it. They were all in it. They were talking. Then Steve Rogers goes back to Avengers Tower or whatever it is,
which is a callback to Winter Soldier when Falcon ran that same thing that Cap went to.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that's cool.
Yeah. Mine. But basically. Phone call coming in for one of our mangs. Now he muted himself, man. Hold on, wait a minute, man. I can still see you on camera. Yo, hold on, man. Yo, pull up on him, man. Well, hold on. Oh, look at his eyeballs. Oh no, man. Something bad. Somebody. Oh no, wait. You okay, Paul? Uh-oh, man. There's gonna be an awkward podcast if something bad happens.
Oh, he laughing. That's his female, man.
Yo, that's his fifi, man. He got the one finger up on us, man.
Oh,
yo, this video portion's gonna be so funny if this is okay. I hope he's okay.
A crack call, man.
What a crack call? Hey, man. Wait,
man.
But can he still hear us, man? I think he can. What? Hold on.
Trying to make that late.
All right. He's trying late now. Uh-oh. He's got to leave, man. He's leaving the scene, man.
I gotta go.
Hold on, man. Wait.
I gotta go.
Y'all better not.
No. I'm here.
Are you good, man? Yo, he looking at his window. He looking at his window, man.
I hope you got that thing on you.
Always got that, my friend.
Keep that thing.
But family friend passed. They're dropping off more stuff. I gotta go help unload a truck.
Right,
a truck?
Yeah.
Right now?
Not right now, but like in a few minutes.
In a few minutes?
Yeah.
It's a podcast, man.
And then they gotta find the stones. And then they gotta.
No. Gabe can hold it down for like 2 minutes while I go grab shit out of the car.
He said, I gotta unload a truck. Man. This man is not coming.
My car. It's my car. It's not that.
How's it your car? You ain't driving it.
I don't know, man. I have to pay for it at this point.
I'm so confused, man. All right, we're gonna chop it up, Paul. Get whatever words you can in real quick. I'm just gonna get through. I'm gonna get through.
Oh man.
Oh man, this is the worst podcast. We should not be bringing. We need to not bring.
We
this.
would be done if Gabe didn't ruin the podcast, man.
No, we would only be 30 minutes into this. Either way, man, this is terrible. Let's continue. Look, so Captain America and Black Widow have a little moment. Black Widow has a talk with all the people. We get a cool little call back to the comics where they have all these heroes in different sectors of the world talking, and we got Okoye, right? I think that's her name. Okoye. We got what's his You both are so dumb. We got Okoye. It was Captain Marvel. It was Nebula
with the comic haircut.
With the new comic.
That
is that a wig? Y'all think it's a wig? I think it's a wig.
Yeah, it didn't look good. She should have kept her long hair. Truthfully.
Oh, you think it was like tied up in the back and she had a wig on?
No, tied up. Yeah, that's how you do the wigs. I'm pretty sure that was a wig. It looked okay. It looked good enough. Like, I'm not complaining. Also, if you noticed when she left that hollow call or whatever you want to call it, what do you call those? Like hollow vision? What is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
When she left it, she said good luck to Rhodey, because if you know, they have a little bit of a romance in the comics. Just
they got a flame.
Yeah, throwing that out there for all you Easter egg hunters and whatnot, because I saw it in an Easter egg video. I did not read the comic for myself, but
I don't read Marvel anymore. So.
Oh, you a DC boy?
Image Comics, my friend.
Which heroes are those?
There's not Invincible is on that, but that's over. So like Walking Dead and Paper Girls and Wicked and Divine.
This boy a hipster comic reader. You hear him?
Only the best. The best of the best.
Only the best. Is it Cold Brew? Is it Cold Brew? Cold Brew Comics?
Nitro Brew.
Nitro Brew. Bro, what? I don't even want to get into what Nitro Brew is. Let's not do this right now.
Explosives.
If Crash Bandicoot's coffee. All right, so him and Black Widow have the combo. Black Widow's talking about, if you told me to look on the bright side, I'm gonna throw this peanut butter sandwich at you. And then we get what's his real name? Scott Lang.
Black Widow has
I clicked the wrong button.
Some interesting hair going on. She got the flame hair.
she
because her hair was blonde and
she had that Tootsie Pop hair. I don't know what was going on.
Because remember, her hair was blonde and short.
It was blonde and it was growing. It was growing down.
Jawbreaker hair.
There it is, jawbreaker. But yeah, they did that, and then we got Scott Lang outside talking about, "Hello, is anyone home? Hello."
Who was recording?
When was this? Which I also thought was a thing. I thought they were gonna be that dated in time, but it was out front, which was great, because then he came in with the whole time travel idea, and the time travel idea sparked into them going over to Tony's house. I'm just gonna skip right over the whole conversation he had with them. Not Tony, but Scott Lang, trying to explain it to whatever name is Captain whatever and what's her face, Captain America and Black Widow. And then they were like, we're gonna need somebody who understands this. They go over to Tony's house, and we finally find out that Tony had a baby. He has a baby.
Iron baby.
He has a 5-year-old daughter named Morgan Stark, which is beautiful. And
which was the name that he decided to have
in the park in the movie, in the last movie.
Also, Morgan Stark is in the comics his rivaled cousin who hates him because he thinks that Tony's dad stole all of his dad's ideas, if you didn't know.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys know that?
No.
I saw an Easter egg video with that in it. So
As did I, because I don't do my own research.
Real fan.
Might have watched the same one.
We probably did. But as I continue,
Mr. Sunday movies.
I watched.
That's the one I watched.
Mr. Sunday, that's my guy. I like his videos; they're great. But I watched the one, Gabe. I think the 206 Easter eggs. Yeah, I saw you post that in our group chat.
They had everything.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But what else? We have that. We have the moment they have the conversation with Tony, and they're talking about we want to pull off a time heist, which was really funny because Tony Stark was like, "Hey man, are you telling me that your whole concept of saving the world is based off of Back to the Future?" And he was like, no. He's like, no. And he was like, good, because that's freaking crazy. Which was super funny. It was funny. I like Robert Downey Jr. is a great, he's good at taking on characters. Like
That's just him naturally. Like
I know, but he
side tangent.
Mhm.
Back when I worked at a comic store or whatever, he came in there one day. This was like right,
In Toy Mandala?
yeah, plug. But like right when
you are
yeah,
that's crazy.
it was like right when the first Iron Man came out, and
he
so like
bought a comic book of himself.
and he was just looking in there, like celebrities just walk in there randomly to see what they had.
Mm.
And so like he just ran in there one day, and I was like, oh snap, it's Robert Downey Jr.
That's sick.
And like I was like, hey, look, I appreciated you in Iron Man. Thank you for what you did. And like I never thought this would happen. Like the road to Avengers, right? And all of a sudden, this little kid was in there. He was like a little boy, but he had like really long hair and kind of looked like a girl.
Mm.
And like he's like, hi, Mr. Downey. Like I loved you in Iron Man. He's like, oh, why? Thank you, little girl. She's like, I'm a boy. He's like, oh, they said the same thing about me until I was about 13 years old. Keep growing, kid.
He's a savage.
I was like, oh, I love this man.
Right?
This man is awesome.
This man is perfect. And he's done so much for all of us. Sniff, sniff. All right, so let's continue. Spoilers ahead. You know, they have the convo. They talk about how he you know, the whole time heist. And then let's just bump that. Next scene is you know, them trying to figure out. Oh, did you mute yourself, Paul? Because I can't hear you. Uh-oh. Am I muted?
No, I can't hear him either.
Yeah, Paul, what'd you do?
He unplugged it
Oh my god.
with his foot.
It's a grown ass man. It's a
anyway.
grown man we got here, y'all. This is a grown man right here.
And
Jesus
then the
Christ.
Hulk is trying to figure out. The Hulk.
Well, they
meet him in the diner.
Well, they meet him in the diner because Tony rejected them. Paul, is your mic on now? He's still working on it. All right, so they this is so bootleg. But yeah, the whole thing is that because Iron Man turns them down, they said we're gonna need a big brain. And then, you know, we got the Scott Lang saying,
Oh, actually, I do gotta go. BRB. Continue.
Bye, Paul.
It's gonna be myself.
Oh my god. There you go. Did you mute yourself or did you step on the freaking cord again?
I think he did both again.
This man is supposed to be co-hosting a podcast. How are you doing this? And you got to go unload a truck. Look at this man leave. I'm gonna watch you leave too. I got you on. Don't you? What you doing? Don't you do nothing weird in the camera, Paul? I'm not editing this video. Trust and believe I'm not editing this video. All right, Gabe. It's me and you now, buddy. All right. So take the
Hulk.
Yeah.
The Hulk. They meet the Hulk at the diner.
Yes.
He's like their only option to get to time travel and like get the stone.
Yep.
So the Hulk is like basically a celebrity, I guess, at this point, and he's also controlling.
Well, everyone else is dead. There's not a lot of heroes to care about. But
not
I think
a lot of heroes. But he's also at this point learned how to control his powers, so he can simultaneously. Be the Hulk, but have Banner, right?
Well, yeah, it's in a comic. It's basically he becomes Professor Hulk, which is a thing in the comics where he can control the Hulk's body but still have Bruce Banner's mind and everything, which is cool. I think it's one of those things where, because this is technically the end of Phase 3 and the end of if you would call it the Infinity Saga, they are doing so much fan service in this movie. Like, they didn't a lot of these things they didn't have to do, but they're just doing them because it's like, hey, why not, for the fans. And
totally.
they've got basically like 20 different comic book series like mashed all up into one movie. And the Professor Hulk thing was pretty cool. It's a cool callback to the comics. And I liked it because the whole last movie, he was not in it. Hulk wasn't in the movie.
Yeah.
We got Mark Ruffalo in the Iron Man suit and Hulk being scared or whatever the reason was. I think that's the one thing that kind of bothers me. They didn't really break down why he kind of explained it. He said after he lost the first time as Hulk, then he lost the second time as Ruffalo, he started to treat the Hulk less like a disease and more like the cure. So that was a thing that he said. So I'm assuming after, I guess he just came to an agreement with Hulk, like, hey man, I'm as much a part of this as you are, and then they went out of their way to fuse Shanghai, and then that man's fingers would break. And then then they did their thing, and now they're Professor Hulk. It's pretty cool. I liked it. I thought it was a good thing. Even though I love that, like, even though the Hulk is like super smart, or Bruce Banner's real smart, they show that he's not, I want to say, like he's a genius in his own right, but Tony is like the like science guy, and I feel like right. Bruce is like the like biology science type of guy, I don't know, but
yeah. And I remember Rocket saying like to Tony,
oh yeah,
like, easy, you're only smart here on Earth.
Yeah, that was like that. Well, that's because Tony called him Ratchet, like from Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet.
And I was like, oh, that's so mean. He's like relax, Stark, you're only smart on this planet or whatever. Speaking of which, Bradley Cooper does a really good job at that voice, because I never realized it was him. And
I never think of him as.
I don't feel, but it's one of those things where I don't know if they pitch him up in audio, but I don't think they do. I think he just does that voice. I think he just takes his voice and he brings it up here instead of doing wherever it is. So I don't know.
So yeah, then after that, basically Tony is contemplating like between his kids at home.
Well, before
his kid at home.
Yeah, but before they even do that, remember they go practice the time travel thing with Hulk, Captain America, Black Widow, and
that's right,
and Ant-Man, and then they have him go between times, and he turns from like a baby to a grown man to a senior citizen to a teenager, which was such a funny scene, because I want to say that the CG in this movie is really good, because when you're watching Mark Ruffalo act as the Hulk, it feels like it makes sense. Like because it's mocap, right? I'm assuming that's it, because like his face makes, looks like it, or because his face is like super on point. But the mocap for those scenes where they're like, we don't want what's his name to get trapped in the 1950s, and then he was like, what? And he was like, just kidding. He was like, hey, we're good to go. And then he's like talking to Black Widow, sitting back, and he's like, I don't know anything about freaking time travel, bro. Oh. He was like, but then she's like, okay, and he's like, and then he gives him the thumbs up, and he's like, hey, it's good, we're good. Yeah. I thought that was so funny. But yeah, we got that.
They did a really good job on making him kind of seamless as the Hulk, like playing him.
Yeah.
Not just angry, but with all the emotions.
The Ruffle Hulk. Oh, excuse me, Ruffle Hulk. Mark Ruffle Hulk. But no, that was legit. I enjoyed it.
Cool. And then that scene with Tony happens, I guess, right?
Well, while that's happening, we cut to the scene where Tony's at his home, and he runs the diagnostic on that one time travel scenario, and then you see the loop-de-loop thing. I don't know what that thing was called. It was in the shape of a no, it's a
elastic band.
Yeah, but the band is called something that you use. It's like a band that you can. It's a time band. I don't know what the thing is called. Oh, and I clicked the wrong thing, but I should know what it's called. But it's and I did it again. Whatever it is. Dang, now I want to Google it. This is pissing me off. What was the name of that thing? Dang it. I don't remember.
Like something loop or something?
No, it's not a loop. It was it's not something that matters. I don't know why I'm looking this up. I apologize to everybody listening and watching. Tony Stark time travel model. Hold on, time travel model. What is the name of this thing? Oh my goodness, it's killing me that I don't know the name of this type of it's like it's like a shape. I can't remember. It's killing me that I don't know what it's called. Time travel, this and that.
Hold on, I got it.
Paradox, no, Endgame, this and that. We're not gonna find this. Oh, it's a Mobius strip. That was not worth your time, people, and I do apologize. But yeah, the Mobius strip thing, that was pretty cool. And then, he did
learn some good information right now.
I know, right? But then, he did that, he tested it, and it went through. And then he said shit, and then his daughter said shit, which was funny. I thought that was pretty funny, that whole scene. And then, you know, he went and talked to Pepper and he was like, I figured it out, time travel. And she was like, oh my God, what? Whatever do you mean? But yeah, and then they get the funny scene. Or actually, I think they may or may not cut between the Hulk and that scene after, because that's when Captain America comes outside and what's his name pulls up in the car. And I love that Tony is like, because he's like the cautionary tale character, you know? He's like, he always says, he's like, well, you know, someone could have warned you. And he's like, you did? He's like, I did? Oh, did I do that? Have I been telling y'all not to F around? Didn't I say that we should put a shield in the sky and no one listened to me? So I like that Tony he's 10 steps ahead. I low-key want to go back and watch the movies and see the scene where he had the premonition of Thanos, because I forgot about that scene. Because that was in, I think,
was that in Avengers?
I think it was in Avengers 1. It wasn't in Ultron, was it? People, let us know if you can write a review or leave comments below, depending on where I post this.
Movies.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go back and watch them all low key. I want to watch them chronologically, but I think they won't make much sense. So I might just watch them back from like the first one to wherever. But what's that?
Paul got his 5th PC.
Oh, he's back. Wait, he brought a PC in the room?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God, someone get this guy. Son of a...
Oh man.
He's making my blood boil, Gabe. He's just pissing me the freak off. Hey Gabe, do me a favor. Tilt your camera down a little bit so you have a little less headroom. Oh, not that down. Sorry, bring it back up. I don't know why I made you do that. I don't know why I'm doing this live. I apologize. No, bring. Now I'm being specific. There. Yeah, perfect. Okay. JD's a crazy person. I'm OCD. All right. Paul, bring your goofy ass mic back online and let's talk. You goofy son of a... Are you there? Paul, I see you. Are you... Oh, you're muted. Are you listening to someone?
I think he's trying to jump back in.
He's looking at
All right, hello?
Jesus Christ.
Hello.
This is the worst. This is the worst podcast ever.
Hello.
Sorry, man.
It's okay, bro. So we got all the way up to the point where we talked about Captain America talking to Iron Man and Iron Man giving him the shield, which actually that's I think the last part I didn't really touch on. But yeah, gets the shield out of the back of the car and then hands it over and he says, I need you to take this because hey man, you know, blah blah blah. And I didn't bring other toys for the rest of them. I guess let's not necessarily stop here, but that's technically the first act, right before they start going into the time traveling part. So how do you feel about that first act to set up the story? That's a good question.
It was good. Just a lot of character development in this section, just to kind of get the motivation of everybody, and to make sure that everybody is on track to what they want to do in the future of this movie.
What?
Does that make sense?
No, that's fine. My question is, my question is, Paul, why were you excited for this movie, but you originally hated the idea of Infinity War? Or you didn't hate it? I
didn't hate Infinity War. I just thought the trailer was bad.
Oh, but you liked that movie, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Trailer. Well, the trailer was meant to kind of be bad, so it threw us off, and nobody knew what was going to happen, I guess, so.
Yeah, the trailer was bad, and it also came out during around the time of Last Jedi, and I was like, I'd rather see Last Jedi than Infinity War, just because of
Return of the Skywalker.
Side note, very disappointed in that series so far. Although I'm a big fan, which sucks.
It's big trash though, ain't it?
It's like, let's be realistic though. The new series is good. It's good, but is it great like the other Star Wars films?
Also,
I don't know.
I'll tell you one thing. It ain't beating the prequels.
I can agree with that. I'm a man of my word.
I was joking.
The prequels were everything that Star Wars should have been. Jar Jar Banks, Misa the guy.
Yo, Paul turned off his thing. His camera's gone.
Paul, come back. This is a series.
Paul.
All right, Star Wars podcast in
Misa
in a couple months.
Misa.
Star Wars Phantom Menace was a minstrel show. And it was.
Did you see that? Did you see that video on that was trending? Because the dude who played Jar Jar Binks like had that video where it's like, I played Jar Jar Binks, and here's why my life sucks now.
Yeah, he tried to commit suicide.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
I believe it. That's not something to laugh at.
Was he a white guy or a black guy?
Is a black dude.
Black guy.
And the black
Yeah.
and he gave them the idea to do the misa misa. He pitched that towards them, and they were like, "Oh, that sounds amazing."
Hilarious.
Keelan, I don't know what his name would be.
Ahmed Best.
Ahmed Best. That's the best idea you've ever had. Misa. That's hilarious, isn't it, Jared?
Can you dance too?
Uh-oh, pull up, Paul. He's gone.
Oh man, keep that thing on you, man.
He ain't muted.
Oh man.
He ain't muted, Gabe. Don't say anything.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, God.
Why don't you do that?
He don't know that we can hear him.
BRB.
Oh man.
Okay.
All of this Star Wars talk has made me angry.
Oh, no. Yeah, right. You're ruining the podcast.
Oh man.
Oh man, Misa.
I think I can agree when you said Avengers is kind of our generation Star Wars.
It definitely is. That's what this is. This is for us. Cause how old were you when this came out? I was like 18 or 17. No, wait,
Yeah.
2008. I was not.
When
18.
Iron Man came out, I was 17-ish.
Yeah, I think I was like 18, 19, or no, I'm not that much. I was probably 20. Hold on. Hey Siri, what is 2019
We
minus
saw that movie together.
1988? We did.
Yeah, we saw it at the plant in Van Nuys.
I cannot count. Hold on, I'm trying to do some math.
Location
Hey Siri, what's
spoilers.
2019
Location.
minus 1988?
I am excited for the new Star Wars.
Oh, hey Siri, what's 2000?
I think they have
Too
to.
late. You said you love the prequel.
No. Here's the thing. You're not hearing me out.
I
here.
was 20
I
when this
do
movie
love
came
the
out.
prequels because that was the first Star Wars I've seen in theaters. Theaters. So
you
that
know
has
what? You
a
know what
special
though? Sorry.
in my heart.
Dang, that's crazy. The prequel's the first one you saw. I saw
In
Return.
theaters.
I heard you. I saw the Return of the Jedi, right? The sixth one, number 6.
Third one.
Yeah, but number 6 in the chronology, right?
Technically, yes.
Yeah, okay. I saw that in theaters with my dad or someone. I don't know who. Maybe your dad, Paul. Maybe your dad took us. It seems
Probably my dad.
seems more logical that your dad would take us. My dad doesn't give a crap about anything. So
But my favorite Star Wars is number 4, for sure. That's
A
just
New
like
Hope? That's your
A New
favorite? The
Hope.
first
A
one?
New Hope. That's where it all like really went down. That's like
that's
got like
what's the one after New Hope? What's number
anyway,
5?
this isn't Star Wars podcast.
Empire. It's Star Wars.
Empire is
It's a
the one
new
everybody says is
Empire.
the best one, right?
It's so good.
It is good.
I pull up some Empire Strikes Back right now. Bet you it's big trash.
I watched it the other day. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you got nostalgia watching. You ain't watching it from a different perspective.
It's good. That
What's my second favorite one? Phantom Menace. Oh, sorry.
Misa.
Misa.
Gabe, don't you dare dance like Gabe dancing making me laugh so Anissa. What is it?
Can I get you some alien milk, Anissa?
What?
So he's Japanese now?
Why you did? What is this dance? Gabe, stop it. Stop it right now. Stop it now. You look ridiculous. Oh my
The second best
god.
Star Wars film is Rogue One.
Oh, Rogue One was great.
Yeah, that was good.
Dang, that made me laugh so hard, bro. All right.
I'm more excited for those films, like the standalone. But I didn't like Solo was okay.
Solo was
It was
meh.
nice.
It was like a
But
yeah.
Rogue One was cool. I like if they're like Mandalorian, I'm excited for.
That's a TV show though, ain't it?
Movie.
Gimme. It's a TV show.
It's a
Oh,
TV show.
TV show. That's right.
Gimme.
All right, Paul,
Give me that live.
Paul, you want to so Paul, what were your thoughts on the first act of Avengers?
I already said my first. I already said it.
Did you? Oh,
I did.
Gabe, did you?
I did not. I thought it was Set up
up until
the point
nice. Up until the point of the time travel, right before they're about to do the time travel.
Yeah, I think that as a whole, it was set up pretty nice. It started out like it got a little slow in the middle, or like towards the end, I feel like, but they had to just set it up and explain it so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But on a side note as well, I feel like the Captain Marvel stuff, like that being the movie before this, it was all kind of felt like I wouldn't say cop out, but it felt like she was the reason that they could pull stuff off. Like they introduced her to kind of like get away with certain.
They definitely introduced her to be a scapegoat. Like she's
like scapegoat.
I felt like the only reason that Captain Marvel's movie existed was just to show how Nick Fury got the beeper. That's kind of how I felt about that whole
That's
movie.
kind of messed up.
But just think about it. I was like, because I'm like, how's this gonna tie into Thanos and Endgame? I was like, oh, here's a beeper in case you need to reach me.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, that works. I mean, I think her movie has like good footing. I would like to see a sequel. Honestly, I'm not against that. Or like
they need to bring the little girl back as Captain Marvel too.
The black girl.
Powers. Yeah, little girl. She.
Well, but they're gonna let Brie Larson play that character for a little longer before they do that.
That'd be sick.
You know, what would be even sicker is when Tom Holland gets old enough that he passes on the mantle to a black Miles Morales.
Whoa! Here, I got a theory about this. Okay, because you know how now it's been 5 years since the snap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go for it.
It's been 5 years since the snap. That means Miles is going to be a little bit older. So therefore, you can get a Miles and Peter movie together, and they're relatively close to the same age.
Actually, that's a freaking amazing idea, dude. I love that. But my thing is, okay.
Wait.
What? Yeah.
What grade was Peter Parker in during that film? During Spider-Man: Homecoming?
I think he's like a 9th grader, or he's like a 10th grader.
So if 5 years passed, wouldn't he be in college?
He would, but I think
he would, but
everyone who got snapped, I think, comes back to that point in time.
Same age that they were when they left.
Yeah, but which is weird.
Oh, but his friend is still in.
Exactly, and that's a plot. That's a plot hole.
Maybe he got snapped too. Maybe his whole class got snapped.
Okay, this is true. If his friend got snapped, then that would make sense because his friend should be older than him. If he lived 5 years and then Spider-Man came back, I'm pretty sure
Spider-Man: Homecoming, this whole class is all together. So
they must have all got snapped, Gabe, just so it works with continuity. Because if you think about it, it would be super dumb for that not to be the case as Paul picks his hair out. But yeah, from what
whole class got
or
snapped.
Everybody who mattered. I don't know if it's whole class, but everyone who mattered definitely got snapped. Because remember how what's his friend's name, Paul, who hugged him at the end? Ned. Yeah, you saw the way Ned hugged him. Ned has probably like not real. I mean, he probably went under got Thanos snapped, went to the darkness, came back. It was only probably a moment in time, but regardless of that, 5 years have gone past and whatnot. I think my question was, why were those school halls so clean? I thought they'd be dirty and disgusting and wretched at that point. But I mean, I guess everybody's getting back to normal life. But let's not get lost in the future of the movie. Let's continue finishing this up. So yeah, first act, I thought it was good. It set up pretty well. I liked all the character development, and there were certain scenes that I was kind of just like, all right, let's move this along. Like Scott Lang seeing his daughter grown up, which she stayed alive, so they used that as a good reason to boost her age range, so that if they do a third Ant-Man movie, they can have his daughter who becomes one of those Ant-Man people things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot.
She becomes one in the comics.
Yeah, in the comics. I don't know what her name is in the comics, but still. But yeah, so first act of the movie, brava. I think it was great. I think it was an amazing start off to the film, and I want to say right after that they started doing the testing for the stuff, right? The Pym particles. Hulk was being a little too hulky, and then what's his name? Not Hank Pym, but Scott Lang tested it out. They used it for a little bit, and then Hawkeye was like, I'm ready for it, because what's his name was saying, I'm not ready for this, and all that jazz. And then Hawkeye goes back in time and gets that glove. And speaking of time travel, now we got, like, when we get towards the end of this podcast or whatever this is that we're doing, we're gonna have to talk about the whole time travel fiasco, which I think I understand. But I do understand it, but it's still confusing because there's certain things that I'm just like, huh? I don't know if that works that like that. But yeah.
And even before the time travel, they still have to go reassemble everybody.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He said we are getting the whole team back together. That's what happens right after that when Cap and Iron Man have that little reunion. He's like, we are getting the whole team back, right? And then you get cutscenes of what everybody's up to. You get I don't know, or not really. You get kind of Clint where he turns into Ronin. Paul, you want to talk about Ronin?
Yes, Clint Barton becomes the Stone Cold Killer because this happened during the I believe in the Skrull invasion because like nobody knew what happened to Hawkeye. This is back when like the Skrulls were like impersonating everybody. And Ronin comes out of nowhere, just starts murking cats, and just everyone's like, "Who the hell is he?" And it's Clint Barton, and he's like, "I don't want to do this anymore. Like, be Hawkeye, but it's gonna be Ronin." I want to say Ronin the Accuser, but that's the bad guy from Guardians. But no, he's just a ninja. He's basically Batman that kills people.
Yeah, and I mean Barton was handling cats, so it was pretty legit. I enjoyed it because he was dicing up them dudes in Japan. And then
who was that guy he fought? Samurai something?
I don't know if that was anyone who was like part of the lore. I'm not sure. His name was Adi Ahorik something.
I saw somewhere that is like that's one of his villains, I guess.
Oh well, that could be a thing.
Samurai something.
But
he didn't make it to the Hawkeye movie.
You not gonna be in Rush Hour 3.
What was? Remember that scene? Yeah. Damn, man. What was I gonna say though? We have Hawkeye. Is he the only recruit they had to go get? I think.
He's the one that they have to go snatch up because they're keeping tabs on him throughout like the beginning of the movie.
But it was Hawkeye, and then who else?
Thor.
And they had to go with
Thor. Oh yeah. Thick
Thor.
Excuse me. Thick Thor, guys.
Thick Thor.
Let's
the best Thor.
2018. Thick Thor.
And I think it's one of those things. Yeah, they went to New Asgard, which was on those hillside mountaintops, and we got melted ice cream Thor, which was pretty nice. I thought it was interesting, but I think throughout the whole movie I was like, wait, he really not gonna hit the weights? And I think that was a unique choice as a character, because it very much like, you know, it kind of like if you're a person who's watching the film and you see Thor and he whatever got out of shape, but he like at the end of the day he was still a hero. So I guess it was just one of those things where I like that they kind of pitched it like heroes come in all shapes and sizes, even though that's like, I know that sounds like an ad. It sounds like an ad. It sounds like
heroes come in all shapes and sizes.
Right? That sounds. There you go, Paul. Let them know. Show them, boy. Yeah. This man is pushing up the muscle, the bicep. Oh, Zion. Yeah.
Look how wet my arm is. I don't see the sun.
Whip it out, playboy. Nah, okay, all right.
I'm Thor, baby.
Ooh, he got those 22s.
222s.
Oh, solid dough.
Oh, solid.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I don't know what to think. It was good though. I thought that was great character.
And then they brought back my favorite character from all of the MCU.
Who?
My name is Cole.
Oh, what's the name? Oh, the dude from Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, that
He was so good.
Yeah, he was super funny.
Like,
hey, get on the Wi-Fi. Get on the Wi-Fi if you want.
Can't get the Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, well, no, we're good, mate. We're here. We're watching the game. We're playing. New Master 69.
And then they confirmed Fortnite is real in the Marvel MCU.
You know, well, duh, it's real.
It's real.
Well, duh, it's real. They
5
paid.
years.
Of
5
course, it's
years
real.
ago,
They paid
bye.
Fortnite probably like $2 million to put their game in the movie, and then did the ad for the Infinity War stuff that's just released.
So
Earn that money back.
We got to see if in 2023, when this movie takes place, if Fortnite is still around.
Man.
Bruh, I got $5. It will be probably. I don't see why not. But yeah, I don't know. We got those funny scenes. We got Hulk telling him like, you were the reason that I got through it all. And then we got Rocket telling him there's beer on the ship, and he's like, what gun? What's his name's a great actor, by the way. Chris Hemsworth.
Hemsworth?
He's nice with it. Like, not necessarily just acting, but just it's one of those things where like throughout the whole movie you feel like his anxiety and pain and distraught because he feels as if he failed, which he did.
He did.
Because he
Rocket said that too.
because when Rocket told him he's feeling regret because that's kind of going around here. But
He's the only dude I've seen in a fat suit that you can still see his abs.
Yeah, that's true. That was the funniest part when he sat down in the chair and he was like, I don't want anything to do with anyone. I don't want any of your trips or your fire, whatever it is. No, thank you. And it was so funny because he sat down in the fat suit in the chair, and I was like, you guys should like aim the light from the outdoors away from him because like even in a fat suit, he's still godlike. Like you could see the divot of his abs going down the fat suit. Like that was so funny to me.
It's crazy.
It was just one of those. Well, it's one of those things where like even.
Bust out of it.
Well, it's one of those things like let's say Thor did like because Odin was not like a super ripped dude, but Odin probably was one of those those like burly dudes who are like big up top, little legs, but then they still got like they're built like barrels. Like that's what he turned into.
Yeah.
slash a snow cone or something. But I don't know.
He's still buff.
Yeah. And then we got the confirmation of Valkyrie being in the film. She survived the snap, which was cool.
Yes, queen.
Yes, queen. I like Valkyrie. Tessa
Literally.
Thompson. Yeah. She's legit. And then I think they finally started going off into the what's it called?
Time travel.
The time travel. They get everybody together. They figure. Well, the thing is, they start to figure out where
they sent Clint back first.
Well, yeah, they sent Clint back. I did get ahead of myself. Clint back. He got the glove. He went. He heard his daughter. The daughter came. She's like, Dad, and he's like, it works. It works. Oh my goodness, which was cool. And I enjoyed the next part where they did the kind of like what's that thing, brainstorming, where everybody brainstormed and they were trying to figure out like where they should go and how they should get the stones, and they were thinking they had to go all over the universe, but they had the 3 stones in New York at the same time, which was really cool. I thought that was a good way to put this story together, because then they went back to the Battle of New York in 2012, which is so funny, because after you saw the first Avengers, did you ever think it would get this crazy?
No.
I didn't even think the first Avengers was gonna happen.
Right? Yeah, the first Avengers happened, and I'm like, dang, a whole army came out of a wormhole in the sky. But
go
for it.
Oh, just like thinking back to Iron Man 1, like I never thought, like even Iron Man 1 was grounded to a certain point where you didn't think like flying monsters and stuff would just kind of appear. You think that it was just like human villains, like a Lex Luthor type of villain would come through, or like a Whiplash for MCU.
Oh god, that movie.
But
my bird, my bird,
my bird.
But like after Doctor Strange and Guardians of the Galaxy, it's like okay.
Yeah,
like,
Guardians
now
of the
it's
Galaxy.
getting crazy.
But
Guardians of the Galaxy for me was like when I realized that Marvel can't fail.
Well,
anything can happen at this point.
Regardless of that, think about this. They were after, because the Iron Man cutscene at the end that we got with Nick Fury was him talking about the Avengers Initiative. So this was like 4 years, like that. Like the movie of 2012 was already being thought about in 2008. Like they were.
And remember, I kept trying to tell you, I was like, because you wanted to leave when Iron Man ended. I was like, you got to stay.
A word. That was probably if you really think about it, those were the beginning years of us sticking through ending
like
movies.
What? There's something at the end?
No, I used to. I don't know what movie did that before these series. There was a few, right?
No, I don't really think so.
No, there were
a few.
There was
like,
something.
Because I remember Iron Man came out. I read something that says there's something at the end of the credits. Don't leave. And I was like,
I remember that.
Okay.
Because you and I were 20 years old. Gabe was in his 17s, and spoiler alert on our ages. But dang, bro, real talk. That was 10 years ago. that we are 10 years older. That's crazy. And don't look a day over 20, baby. Yeah.
I look terrible.
You look great, bud. You look great.
Terrible for my age.
So then, oh man, where were we? So we got the time travel thing. They figured out where the stones are, and then they started to set up the teams. And this part is kind of like I think, how did you guys like the time traveling part? Like, was it good for you, or did you think it was kind of like kind of, what's the word, cheeky? Or
I thought it was a cop out as well, along with the Captain Marvel introduction.
oh, you mean just being able to do
I
that?
enjoyed it. Yeah, just like time travel in general for movies is usually a cop
A
out.
cop out.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, because
so
you're retcon.
But like,
they did
because
it
the-
good.
the thing for me is like, this is the end of a chapter, so like, let's go back and show you how far we've come.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. It was a great way to do fan service for, hey, everyone, you know, maybe we are using time travel as a cop out, but we're also using it as like a flashback scenario to show you everything that we've done up until this point, which is like super epic, that everyone should like take in and really appreciate. So I think I enjoyed that. I think it was one of those things where I was like, at first I was like, okay, so they're just gonna go back in time and fix it, which everybody knew, but at the same time, I think they sold me on it. I was very much like sitting there thinking, yeah, this is a good way to do time travel, except for the plot holes and the things that I can't necessarily figure out. But besides that, pretty good stuff. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the problem with time travel, like you were saying, is like they can do plot holes. They can not have to like really think about every single aspect of what they're getting wrong or what they're missing, and then people can run with it on the internet, which is like kind of like choose your own way it ends, you know? in a
Choose your
scenario.
fighter. Sorry.
Choose your fighter.
Choose your character. Yeah, I
But
think.
yeah,
but-
like, so
Mhm.
the 3 stones that they went to in New York, it was the Space Stone, the Mind Stone, and
the time.
time, right? Or am I getting
They
those
it was
wrong?
in they went for the Tesseract.
Which
they-
was space.
They went for the Tesseract, the Mind Stone, and the Time Stone. Yeah, it was the blue. There
Okay.
2 blues and the
It's like
green.
2 blue ones, and I was like, wait, aren't they the same?
The
And
light
I'm like,
blue,
no, they're
yeah,
not.
the light blue, the
Dark
dark,
blue
yeah, the
and-
light blue, the dark blue, and the green. Because they got the which was so cool the way that they did that. I like that they had Hulk go over there and talk with the Sorcerer Supreme, and
It's like you gotta act natural. Rah.
yeah.
Rah.
He's like, it's gratuitous, but I guess I'll do it. Yeah. That was pretty funny. That was a good scene. But when he went there and what's the Sorcerer Supreme's name? Do you remember? I forget.
Just the Sorcerer Supreme.
Well, when he pulled up on her and then she knocked him out of his into the
Nice
astral.
callback, nice flashback.
Yeah, the astral body. I thought that was pretty cool. And then what else? We had what's her name went to go get the Tesseract. Oh, I love that scene. It was so funny to see the 2012 thing all over again from a third person perspective. It's like when you play Grand Theft Auto in first person for the first time. You're like, what the heck? This is so weird. But yeah, no, that was dope. I enjoyed that. Iron Man going up there, Ant-Man being a part of it. I think that's the one thing that's cool. They've developed. Oh, whoops! I clicked the wrong button. I think that's the one thing that's pretty cool about this is that they've developed all the so many characters, like 22 movies, but they've introduced like what 500 characters?
A lot.
Not 500, but definitely like 50. There's like 50.
Including Wakanda, 5,000 characters.
Oh yeah.
Bombay.
Give me Gauntlet.
What do you say, Clint? Hand
little
it,
white
hand
child.
it over
Give me
to
the-
me.
Give me-
I ran track and field. I am so fast.
Oh, that made me happy because you remembered his
Wide
name.
receiver.
Who?
Black Panther.
Because you remembered Clint's name?
Yeah, because remember he's just like, hey, I'm Clint. He's like, I don't care.
Oh, in that one scene and
When
what?
they're fighting in Civil War,
Oh yeah, that's
he's like,
funny.
hey, I'm Clint. He's like, I don't care.
I don't care. This is for
Yeah.
my people. But yeah, I don't remember where we were at just now. But
Time travel.
time travel,
They go
picking
to
up
stones.
picking up the gems. I'm just gonna go through the quick funny moments. I loved when they had Hulk take the stairs. That was funny. Stairs. Yeah. He was like, hey. He's like, we're at capacity, bro. Go downstairs. And then he came down the stairs. So many stairs. The funny part was Iron Man saying, Mr. Rogers, those pants did nothing for your ass. And then we had Ant-Man saying,
That's
America's ass.
America's
Cap.
ass.
That's America's ass. Then he gets down the stairs. We got the thing where I think the one thing is you don't realize all the foreshadowing of Tony's death until you go back and see it a second time. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but we had the beginning where he almost died on the ship. Then he pulled off the arc reactor.
Attack.
Well, he had pulled off the arc reactor. Then he had Ant-Man give him a little cardiac arrest with the heart attack. There's like 5 different moments where you're getting like I think it's one of those things where they're what's subconsciously letting you know, like, Iron Man's dying, y'all. I just don't want to, I said spoilers. We didn't get to that point, but yeah. But then they have the funny moment where Hulk busts through the door and then knocks over Tony Stark, knocks him on his ass, and he's like, "No stairs."
We get a Hell Hydra from Captain America.
Yeah, he's in the elevator, and we're thinking we're gonna.
I low-key thought they're gonna like redo that fight scene from.
I think that's what everybody thought.
From
Yeah,
Winter Soldier. I was like, oh, it's about to happen. He's just like, I'll take that. And he's like, what? He's just like, oh yeah, I got it covered. Like, I know. So he's like, no, we got to keep this. Like, no. Oh, Hell Hydra.
Yeah, that was pretty epic. And then first off, here's the thing. I don't even know if we should have talked about this at the beginning. We should have talked about, or maybe we can talk about it at the end. I was going to say our experience in that theater. That's something we should talk about. We were hype as
best theater ever.
It was so freaking hype, bro.
First night fans.
Well, that's what it is. Yeah, you got it. Like, if people who are listening to this or watching this, if you're gonna go see a movie like this, you got to see it the first night. You got to see it before the spoilers can come out. You can't wait till the next day. I'm not saying that everyone's capable, because obviously tickets sold out and it's probably impossible to get them. And people work and you might not have time. But if you can manage, get yourself either that your early showing or midnight ticket to go watch the movie, whatever movie it is. If it's a special movie, I don't care what it is. You gotta.
And pro tip, go to a nice but not too bougie theater and not too cheap theater.
Yeah,
but you gotta go in between.
Or yeah.
And also,
people can be hyped, but not loud.
When you go into the theater, if you're not seeing the very first screening, put on headphones.
Yeah, cover your ears
and walk into the theater, because
people are crazy.
You see about that I saw this clip of this dude. They said got beat up in front of the theater because he spoiled the movie for people going in.
In China, I heard about the China dude.
Yeah.
I heard about the dude in China who saw the movie and then after the movie was like yelling out what happens in the plot, and I'm like, why?
He deserved to get whooped for that.
Yeah,
I almost be like last year when we saw Infinity War. That dude was like, to all the cosplayers who are out there taking pictures, we haven't seen it yet. It's like, you die.
Who said that?
You die. Some random dude.
Some
a-hole.
Yeah. I don't understand.
You die?
I don't get that.
I don't get. I mean, I think, you know what? It's just the difference between a Thanos and an Iron Man. All right, we're Iron Man. And all these little trolls in the chat,
assholes are inevitable.
You Thanosing, all right? You Thanos. Like, someone the other day I was streaming and people were they were spoiling the movie in my stream, and I'm like, bruh, what is the point of that? Like, I don't understand what you get out of it. But yeah, I mean, I get that if you have close friends and you want to like make them uncomfortable, but I mean, you can ruin relationships. But still, I've done that with like friends, like jokingly. Like, I won't say the spoiler, but I'll kind of like nod, like, kind of nudge at it. But I don't know, man. I don't understand the purpose of that. But hey, to each his own. I think that's how you say it. But
yes, you got it right.
Thank you. So yeah, we get through the time travel. We have the information with the Sorcerer Supreme. I like that Hulk talks to her. Originally it was a him, I think, in the comics. But as he's talking,
it's different times.
No, it was a him in the comics, but he's Tibetan. But then like China and Tibet have beef, so they're just like, in order to get the movies out in China, they don't want to put a Tibetan in there, and they're just like, we'll just cast Tilda Swinton because she's ambiguous.
She's ambiguous, bro. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, because she can. Yeah, okay.
She just looks like a human.
Yeah, just like
default human.
She ain't ambiguous. She white. What you mean?
Like a white person, but like,
we will not have Tibet in our country. Give us a white woman. I'm done. That was racist.
Why not just make her like a like Asian American woman or something.
Making her
Because
black
if they Google search her damn ancestry.com and it comes up as something that they don't like, that's it. They've got really
not.
they got really deep.
She's tied.
Have you seen Crazy Rich Asians?
Yeah.
No.
They've got
It's
really
really
they've
good.
got really deep racial issues in certain Asian communities. But hey,
Dang.
to each his own. I mean, that's just
We're
what
not
the,
Asian,
that's
we can't talk about it.
this is true. All right, so I think the one thing though is that the timeline thing where we had Sorcerer Supreme talking about how if you take one of the Infinity Stones from these different times, you're going to make a ripple effect, and then you're going to make a splinter timeline that's going to make everything worse. But then we have Bruce Banner talking about, but well, what if we bring him back and we put him right back where we got him? Which that's it works. It's a thing. I think the whole concept of time in this movie is what's really it's not really throwing me because I've watched enough videos to understand it now, but it's still just one of those things where I'm like, but whatever. We get all the stones in New York. We go to where's it? The Morag, where we got I'm about to call him Harley Quinn, but we got Quill sitting there, doing his
That was funny.
so that was a really funny scene.
And then you got Warmane looking over
War man.
Warmane?
with Nebula.
Oh,
Warmane and Nebula.
Warmane Shane.
Warmane.
War Machine. War
Machine
No,
Mine.
War Shemaine.
Warmane.
War Shemaine.
Listen here, robot
Now
woman.
listen here.
What I tell you about talking to your daddy in the future?
Wash your man.
I don't know.
How come you didn't turn your Wi-Fi off, woman?
Turn your Wi-Fi off. I thought that was cool. They dropped him off. They drop off Hawkeye and Black Widow, and they go off to Vormir, unfortunately. And I think I'm just trying to think of the stones that they all have to go get. But I think it's just the real powerful moments are when you got Hawkeye and Black Widow, and they have to fight over who has to give up their life, and then you have what's her name, which, man, there were parts in that movie that really frustrated me because once she found out that Thanos knew, I was like, well, why don't you?
How come she didn't tell them?
No, she tried to. She tried to radio Clint and what's their names from their ship, but they were already too far out of the range, and then her ship got phasered up into the sky. But my thing is, she was supposed to teleport back with Rhodey, and she didn't because she glitched out, and then the whatever you call it, the nebula from that time dimension was seeing the same visions as her, like their circuitry was crossing over. But in my head I was like, wait, can't you just at this point now use the time thing, bounce back to?
I thought it was on a timer. That's why.
I thought it was too, but my thing is,
No, they can go anytime, can't they?
no, I think it's not about they can go anytime, because they all land and end up there at the same time when they're done with the time travel. So I think they can send themselves back at any time, but maybe they all wait it out in the microverse or whatever you call it. What's it called?
Quantum realm.
The quantum realm. I think they wait it out, kind of like you waiting for an elevator to get down to the final floor. I have no idea. It's not that deep to have to try to figure out. But I thought she could have just bounced left and then. But I guess it's just one of those things that now that Thanos from 2014 knows, I was like, he can't chase you. So I didn't understand why she allowed herself to be captured. Because when she had,
I don't get that either.
When she had control of her body, I was thinking she would have bounced. But then again, maybe not. Maybe she just sat back and said, no, he knows. And because he knows, he'll find a way. Like, he'll go through the archived files that I accidentally transferred over to my nebula of this day and age, and maybe he could have found a way to go find them. Maybe he would have said, oh, Pym particles, this and that, all this jazz, I have to go back, I have to get all this stuff, and next thing you know, he ends up in the future, or he erases them earlier. I don't know, I'm not sure. That's probably the only question I have. Like, why didn't she just warp back to the future? Dang it, I didn't mean to say that. But
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why she didn't just, because I feel like they can just basically enter that realm that time travel quantum realm at any point. That's why at the end, not that we're talking about the end, but like when Steve Rogers is going back in time, it's like, oh, he can get back whenever he's done, but it's going to be just like 5 seconds for us. So that makes me think that like they can go at any time after their mission is done.
Well, the thing is, they need the only thing is they need the time fluctuation wristwatches that they have from Iron Man, and they need the Pym particles to go into the quantum realm. And that's what they need. Because that's the thing, I don't understand how Thanos ended up in the future from 2014. Because to do that, because remember the nebula switched. So the nebula swapped, and when they swapped, I was confused. I was like, wait, if you ended up back with the time thing, how is Thanos able to follow you? Well, you know what? No, she opened up a portal. That's what it was. She opened up a portal on the other side.
She had a portal.
But how the heck would he even know how to get in it and out of it? Like, could they pinpoint who it is they were? Well, I guess that's kind of what.
Because technically, remember, like, well, I don't know. I was gonna say, like, can't they like map? Since he's in the past already, like, can't they like genetically map or find her through the thing and then pull her back?
I think the thing is, I think they could have, but they needed that time wristwatch, and if the one from the past took it and jumped into the future and faked what's that thing? Disguised herself as the one that was a friend. I don't think, like, unless someone on that ship had that time portal thing, I don't understand how he flew his freaking ship through and ended up in the future.
Because JD, when Rocket said you're not the only smart person, only on Earth,
maybe
they had the technology.
Yeah, you could be right.
To pinpoint it.
That's
just loose, man. I don't know.
Or to pinpoint it.
I don't know.
I hate you guys so much. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm not really trying to find out. Like, I think it's one of those things where if you're going that deep into a movie that's about superheroes, then it's like, bro, don't even see the movie. Like, just enjoy it for what it is. And if Marvel chooses to explain it, then till then. But yeah, like I said, they did all that. Unfortunately, we have the fight. We have the whole. I think the Soul Stone thing is kind of annoying because it reminds me of like the Legend of Zelda, where you have to like pick up a specific item and it only comes back after you use it. Because every time they get the Soul Stone, what happens? Like, now the Soul Stone was in the gauntlet at the end of the movie. Is it gonna disappear and go back to Vormir, and someone else has to give up their life for it?
Yeah, because my aunt was telling me, like, she came by the other day and we were talking about it. She's just like, yo, how do you put the Soul Stone back?
Well, you don't. I mean, unless you I think if you destroy it, maybe that's it. Because Thanos destroyed it. Maybe that's why.
You have to give it back to the Red Skull. I think that was what.
Yeah.
That is a good
Captain
question.
America had to do.
I didn't even think about that.
But then if he went back to see the Red Skull, wouldn't you think they would show Captain America like meeting his old homie?
No,
that might be in the future.
That could be in a director's cut. Because I was thinking about that too. I was like, you guys have shown Red Skull in 2 new movies, and now in Cap had.
They didn't have Cap talk to him.
Well, Cap.
So Cap will fight death.
Well, you know what? That's true. Cap had to go back and give that stone back, so he had to meet him. So maybe hit the wrong button. Maybe we get a cutscene of them meeting in a director's cut DVD box set. I don't know, or online. I'm not sure. That's a good question. That's probably one of the best questions I never thought about that. Him going back, because where did he had to return? He had to return the time gem to the Sorcerer Supreme, the staff gem to the staff, which was.
And then if they did it at the same time, wouldn't he have to be in all 3 places at the same time?
No. You're getting. They didn't.
And then wouldn't there be 3 Captain Americas at that same time in the same place?
Shut the hell up. Let's shut your ass.
One trying to take the stone, one trying to get the stone back.
No.
And the other one that was just there from Avengers.
That's America.
And then there's 6 butt cheeks.
There's 6 asses of America.
Captain Ass America.
And also, he went back in time and became an old man. So
now he's got that old wrinkly ass.
Technically, there's 4 Captain Americas in that same.
Get it right, soldier. Captain Ass America.
Oh
man, that's too much America.
That's too much.
So cakey.
That's so cakey.
One loose end that was kind of weird when he was bringing the gems back. He didn't bring them back in their original form. Like he didn't bring back the Mind Stone in the staff, or like the Tesseract as the cube, or anything like that.
That's
too.
true.
So that was like also
he took him back
another-
in that suitcase. I don't know. Dude.
Yeah.
These are things that, like I just said, I don't think they're like, bro, we gave you an epic war battle with every freaking Marvel character we could afford to put in the movie. Let it go. I think that's what that is.
Yeah.
Like you nitpicking ninnies. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, they got that. It was unfortunate that Black Widow died. That was sad. I didn't like that.
Can I be honest with you?
If you're gonna be, as long as you're politically correct.
Uh-oh.
No, I forgot she died.
Damn.
Wow, Paul, you're such a.
I did, and I was just like, oh wait, because like in that scene where all the women were like together, I was just like, yeah, and I was like, where's? Oh yeah, she died.
So is she dead, or is she just like in the realm?
She's in a.
No, she's
floating.
She's gone,
She
bro.
did.
She's in a prequel.
Oh.
She's in a prequel
Or she
movie.
just doesn't even exist. Is she dead or doesn't
If anybody,
exist?
It's
if anybody dies a normal death pre-snap, they're not back.
Well, it's a soul. It's the soul gem, Gabe. So I want to say that her physical form is gone, but her soul form is probably in the soul gem, because we saw tiny tiny Gamora at the end of Infinity War. So I want to say that her mind and all that stuff is still around, but she can't use it because she's trapped in the soul gem. She's one of probably many souls that was traded to obtain that gem, if you think about it. Like,
And also, you see her body just slumped over on that rock with blood pouring out.
was that blood or was that her hair though?
Could be both.
Because I saw it and I was like, hold on, is that wig or is that hair? Is that blood? Because I was like, all that blood would have got caught up in that hair now, Playboy.
That blood wig.
That blood wig. All right, but let's get through this. Let's finish this up, even though we're nowhere near the end. They saved him. Everybody came back from the. Actually, we are near the end. No, we are. Well, we're near.
No.
We're not near. We're not near.
We're
Oh,
getting
we're near the good stuff. Is what I'm trying to say. We're near the part that we've been wanting to talk about.
Let's fast forward.
Look,
So
no.
Hail Hydra, they get the stones.
Well, yeah, they got the
get
stones. They
Whoa, chill.
what?
They go back in time
Hell
again.
Hydra?
Wait, what are you talking about, Paul?
Captain America, Hail Hydra gets the stones. Tony gets the stones. And then Loki gets the Tesseract and disappears again.
Hell Mac.
Shut up, Gabe. Get out of my ears with that. You.
Loki gets the thing.
Yes. Okay.
goes-
And that's another
then they
plot
go
hole.
back in
No
time.
idea where Loki goes. Oh, I forgot about.
That's gonna be the Disney Plus TV show, baby.
Okay. Yes, I forgot about the fact that they lost the Tesseract to Loki, and because of that, they went back to the 1970s. Paul, right? It was.
Right.
I saw the movie again twice.
So
3 times.
Loki went to a new timeline or something.
We have no idea. He went to Disney Plus, literally. He just went to.
Oh,
he went to
Disney Plus.
He went to go make a new TV show. He was like, I need these checks, baby. So, but when he went to go make that TV show and make those checks, Captain America and Iron Man went back to the 1970s, and they went back to a base camp, which at that point. But here's the thing I got a question about, Paul. No, actually, I'll ask it at the end. We got them back on the base. Cap is dressed as a soldier. We got whatever his name is. Tony's dressed as like a scientist or something.
And then out of the dust, move it, kids.
Oh,
Stan
yeah.
Lee in his final.
We got Stan.
Final waltz.
We got Stan.
That's not his final one. He's got more.
He's got one in
Oh,
Homecoming,
yay.
I think.
Okay.
Or excuse me, Going Far From Home or whatever. But we get them. They go do the thing. Captain America gets the Pym particles. Captain Iron Man goes get the Tesseract, and then he meets his daddy, which is great. They talk. They
That
have
made me sad. That made me sad.
the daddy part.
Yeah, because he met his dad right when he found out that he was having Tony.
Oh, it's sad because he's gonna die soon.
No, it was like just the fact that like he went back in time. He's now a dad, and he didn't really get to have a good relationship with his dad. So they're kind of like squashing the beef of that.
Well, he was. It was
Also from the perspective of him being a new dad.
yeah, it was like reconciliation and him telling him all the the father son jazz.
Yeah.
It was good.
I think, in my opinion, it was maybe the most pivotal point of the movie because that's when he gets told right that he's gonna have to like make a choice, but he doesn't know like what he's doing exactly or something. But he'll know or something.
Yes, and yeah, I guess that
Something like that.
he was saying like, do you know how to manage that thing without breaking it or whatever, like having a kid. But I don't think it was the most pivotal point in the movie. It was good. It was a lot.
One of them.
It was one of them, and it was foreshadowing for Tony's a dad who's
Gonna die.
All right, but
And also, another fun part was when like you realize that he named Jarvis after his old butler because that's who was driving his dad.
yeah,
Played by Paul Bettany, who was also the
who's
voice and
on
Vision.
on Agent Carter.
No.
Yeah, he's on Agent Carter.
The dude who
Jarvis?
the dude who is driving the car, who is the voice. That's the voice of Jarvis throughout the movies. No,
It's Vision, yeah. But he played
Yeah.
him. Again, that's him in a wig.
wait, was
But he's
that
also-
that was what?
No, he's also in Agent Carter.
No, the guy who played Jarvis is
Yeah.
also Vision.
Wait,
Yeah.
who's the guy?
But
Who's
he's
the guy who
also-
opened the door in Endgame? That's not
Jarvis,
that's not the same actor.
who played Vision. Yeah, it's the same actor in the voice. He's just in a wig and a mustache.
No. That dude looked like 20 years younger to him. Paul, was that CG?
Yeah, because it's the 70s.
No, bruh, no. What? I'm talking about the dude who played Jarvis in Endgame. I
Mhm.
thought that was the actor from the TV show. That's not the same. That would mean that the guy who plays Jarvis in the movies is in the TV show. He's not in the TV show.
Yeah, that's the first crossover, the show to the movies.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Paul? You're mixing it up.
Wait,
Go ahead.
Jarvis is in Agents of Shield.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. No, he's in Agent Carter.
Or he's in.
The guy who played Jarvis in the movie is in Agent Carter. Also, I'm not jumping between
Hold
scenes.
on.
Now we're doing retcon. Now we're doing research.
IMDb.com.
Oh wait, I found him. His name is James D'Arcy. James Darcy. James Darcy is what I believe. I mean, he could have just played. He plays Jarvis in. I don't know. I don't know if he does.
James D'Arcy, and let's look for his
But I don't think he did.
recent credits.
Yeah, I'm looking at his credits too.
Oh, Endgame. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, Paul, you got us messed up, bro. What do you mean?
Darby
Endgame, never
in,
mind. This man said he was in a wig and a mustache.
It's a wig and a mustache.
Oh my god, this dude knows nothing about cinema. Look at him.
He's Jarvis.
There's other things I could say, but I can't say it because it's not politically correct.
Oh, what? Chill. All right, so look, we got Jarvis, we got wig and a mustache, we got all the things that we think we got. All I know is, yeah, I don't know. That part happens. They leave, they go back in time, and then they end up in the future, and everyone lands on top of the portal thing, and they're like, Clint, where's Nat?
Where's Nat?
And then he's like,
Sad face, sad face, sad face.
and then they go out by the river, and then Hulk throws a bench, and I'm like, okay, that was unnecessary. And then after they did,
This is grieving, man. He's got to throw those.
she's not coming back, and I'm sad. And then they go back inside. Oh no, actually, while they're grieving, well, before they do that, while they're grieving outside, Nebula is inside, and she is hacking the machine with her digital fingertips and bringing.
hacking time.
Well, my thing is, I still, I'm not gonna ask questions, but I'm just gonna
Time
say,
hacker.
well, she time hacked. But yeah, no, she goes in there, she hacks that machine, she puts her fingers in, she does all that stuff, and then after she does all that jazz, Gabe,
Yo,
you good?
good.
You wanna act like an adult?
Hey, I'm paying my taxes.
You wanna grow up?
Paying my taxes.
Taxes was
over here.
This man hears the phrase "putting fingers in things" and he gets weird.
Hey,
Look, man, yeah. So she does that. She sets the time for 2014 on the thing. I just still don't understand how Thanos got to and from there. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's killing me.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It
It's a comic
doesn't
book
matter.
book.
It doesn't matter. It's a comic.
Doesn't
book.
matter.
All right, so whatever. She hacks it, brings it back. Then they get that Infinity Iron Gauntlet. They put the stones in it. What's his name puts it on because he's like, it's mostly Gamma, so I kind of had to do this. It's like I was made for this thing. I watched that scene 3 times, so I know about it. And then after that, he gets it on. He puts it on. Everybody does the whole, "Are you all right?" Oh no, the funny part is with Hulk, where Thor, and he's like, "Let me do it. I'm the strongest one here. What's coursing through my veins? Cheese whiz." he was like, lightning. Lightning is coursing through my veins. And then they were like, "Bro, you're in no condition, dude. Like, you cannot do this right now." Y'all good? Y'all busy on your phones?
No, I'm listening.
You guys want to participate?
Just over here watching the most lit
I'm watching
stories.
Watching spoilers
Oh
right
my
now.
god, I hate you guys so much.
I'm looking at some of the fight scenes right now.
Oh, someone who was in the movie theater bootlegging.
Yeah.
Bruh, I wanted to bootleg that ending so bad, but I would never do that, and I will never do bootlegging, people. That is not good. Or freebooting. That's what they used to call on Facebook.
Freebooting?
Well, people, when you bootleg to Facebook, like steal videos from YouTube and put them on Facebook, that's called freebooting. I don't know why they call it that. But it's basically
Because
bootleg.
Facebook doesn't regulate it or something.
Basically,
Take it down?
yeah.
Yeah, I have seen like whole movies on there.
Yeah, or
That's
people's
funny.
YouTube videos or viral clips. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but let's move through this. So we get Hulk. We get a Thanos snap from the Hulk, and he's like, ah! And Iron Man's like, bring everyone back, but don't change the year and all that. Bop, snap. Cool stuff. And as that's happening, we got Thanos jumping through the portal, the time matrix, and ending up in the future, flying up into the sky, which I thought that was kind of weird too. I was like, okay, so his ship just happened to be like skinny enough to go through the ceiling right before
It's a portal. You could just fall through.
No, but he went up.
Don't.
I need
Comic
answers.
books. Comic book
I
logic.
need answers. All right, whatever.
It's expanded through the ceiling.
I
and
know,
then
I saw
that's
it.
at a
Skin
cool
particles.
climax in the
I
sky.
was-
Particles
You know what?
makes
You know
go
what? You're gonna
small.
make me go see it again. I'll
Just
tell you
like
that.
Iron Man.
Oh
Iron
my-
Man's
Makes you
just
go
like
small.
Shut
Man,
up! Shut
and then
up!
you go
Shut
big.
up, both of you!
Small through time, big in real life.
Shut your goddamn mouths. So yeah, that happened, which was pretty interesting.
And then
And then,
shit got real.
well, before that even happened, we got Hank. I keep calling him Hank Pym. We got whatever. Scott Lang looking out the window. He's seeing there's double birds and all that. Double rainbow all the way across the sky. And then next thing you know,
His phone rings.
yeah.
I thought
yeah.
Ant-Man died, like right there.
I know, me too.
I was like, oh, he's gone.
Yeah. Oh, the Game of Thrones them. But no, Hank. I was about to say Hank Man. I thought it was cool, and it was just funny because then next thing you know, I just thought it was so funny that he was just raining fire upon them, and you see Hulk who looks up into the ceiling, out the sky window, a skylight. And he sees these beacons just coming down, just and the whole he could have done one shot. This man floored the whole compound. And then we got those fun callbacks to other comics where you got I don't know which issue it is, but it's Hulk holding up the huge building over those Avengers, and you got Ant-Man, and then you got Hawkeye underground, and he's got the gauntlet, and he's running around getting chased. And then you got the portion of the movie where Nebula actually gets a chance to hold the gauntlet for just a second before they have future Nebula, past Nebula, Gamora from the past, who's sitting there and she's like, "What happens to us?" And he's like, I love the way. Did somebody do the best Nebula impression? Can you do it? How are you doing?
We become friends.
No,
We become sisters.
but she's always talking so fast. That's the funny part.
We become friends. We become sisters.
Yeah. We become friends. We become sisters. which is funny. They do that. They say they go down, all that stuff, fight, blah blah blah. And the funny part is that you don't realize when you're watching the movie that regardless of what's happening in that certain area, in that situation, Thanos snapped everyone back and everyone is gathering their forces at that moment. That part is the part that I don't realize up until the point where you're like on your six. on your left and all that.
Oh, which is a callback. Oh.
It's a callback to Winter Soldier.
Yeah, when
They
he's
were running around the Martin Luther King.
See, that was cute.
on your 6.
That was
They had some
cute.
cute moments.
But before we even get to that, we got to talk about that godlike battle. It's
Dion battle.
the Dion. We got to talk about
3 on Dion.
We got to 3 on Dion. We got to talk about how Dion said, "I'm going to wait here." That was so gangster. He's like, "What are you gonna do?" I'm going
So
to.
what's he doing? He's sitting there.
I'm going to wait. And then yeah, you got Thor who's out there. You got Iron Man. You got Captain America.
Man. And when Thor calls in like both weapons.
Oh yeah,
that was
bro. We were so hyped.
The whole theater was
Dude,
like,
dude, I don't think the whole theater. I think our row was just
We
popping.
were like,
we was
yeah.
popping, baby. That stuff was so hyped, dude.
JD. By the way, JD was the loudest person in the
I
whole
was,
time.
He was worried about me.
I was trying to hold it down for my
Everybody
homie.
thinks I'm the loud one in the movie.
You're the one who talks when it's all quiet. I talk when everyone's talking. I just get louder than everybody. That's all it was. Paul's the one where when it's dead silent, he'll be like, I'm like, Paul, you can't do that when it's
I get
silent.
excited.
Do it when everybody gets hyped.
They should be hyped with me. It's not my fault.
This is true. But no, yeah.
Our row gets the theater hype.
Bro, we need a theater to ourselves, baby. That's what we need.
You need to start hosting your own
Marvel.
nights, theater nights,
Man, that'd be sick.
Marvel theater nights.
I mean, but I just like the part where they went down there. Hulk started fighting. Hulk. Thor's got, he's got Mjolnir. He's got the Stormbreaker. Stormbringer. Stormbreaker. And they go down there. They start talking to him. I just love that Thanos, no matter what, was always like, I'm gonna kill you guys. Like, he was just so smooth. He was like, so it seems that you all have come this far to destroy something I did in the future. He was like, when he said, I'm gonna enjoy destroying your planet, I was like, bruh, he's so gangster. But that was dope when they had that fight. And then next thing you know, you got Thor going at him, you got Iron Man going at him, you got Captain America going.
Yeah.
They start doing the whole thing where the shield starts breaking. Iron Man getting tossed around. Thor,
Thor shoots a beam inside Iron Man's suit.
Yeah, shoots he shot the beam inside
that
Iron
was
Man's
cool.
suit to amplify the unibeam or whatever.
Was that in the comics or something?
I don't think so, but
That was just a cool ass movie. It looked like
all of it was
That
cool.
was maybe
It was
from
just
something.
it was all
Yeah.
just super duper lit. But and then I'm skipping through this fight because obviously we're not going to talk about every scene because we can't even watch it if it's not like we got the playback right now with us. But then we have the moment where Thor's getting, the thing is they were getting like, oh, you know what about this? The fight scene, about the whole thing about this fight scene is we never got this in Infinity War. We never got a
Thanos didn't fight.
No,
that
and
much.
that's the thing. We never got a fight with, and I still kind of have a little bit of regret because I'm like, you're not really fighting the same Thanos. Like, it's not the one who did
They're
this.
fighting young Thanos.
You're fighting Conqueror Thanos, who also is the one who is still the same conquesting Thanos, but this is like warmonger Thanos. I think that's what was so dope about it, because in Infinity War, every fight that they had outside of Thanos versus Hulk 1v1 was with the gauntlet. He had the gauntlet and he was using the stones for a majority of the fights. The fights where they were on Titan, he was wasn't he using?
He had most of them.
Yeah, he had the Power Stone and he had the Mind, I think.
He had power. He had space.
He had power. Well, he had the Space Stone and the Mind Stone, I think, or power. I don't know.
He had power. Power's the
Well, he had that. He had the what's, and I think that's what was
he
the
had Space
so.
Stone because that's how he brought down. He did the Madara Uchiha.
Yeah, but that was the best part. That was the best part of that fight. Was the fact that he said, "Come get this work, 1v1. I'm gonna give you boys the hands, 3-on-1," and he was doing them. He was cooking them when he was breaking down Iron Man's suit, and then he started breaking Cap's shield, and when he broke it, he talked. Yeah, you gotta see it again. Let's go see it a fourth time. Let's go see it right now.
I go see it.
I'm ready, baby. No, I'm just kidding. Not right now. But when I realized that after seeing it the second time, I was like, yo, this man is handling them without the Infinity Stones? What? And I knew that he could, but it was just the way he was doing it. He was doing it flashy. And then eventually he started when I always got scared when he would punch them directly in the face, especially Thor, because Thor's face started getting bloody and hella swollen, and then he was punching him, and Thor called for Stormbringer, and mind you, Thanos was strong enough to grab that joint out of the sky and then take it towards Thor's chest and start diving it into his chest, which is a callback to Infinity War, which is what Thor did to Thanos when he was pushing it forward and he said, you should have gone for the head. That's exactly what was happening. And then we got that moment.
The part that got spoiled for me.
When that man, Captain America, called for Mjolnir, that was the most epic shit I've ever seen. Because that man was using it like he had been using it for years.
The hammer shield combo.
Oh,
Y'all haven't seen it a second time. That's why it's getting me. Or a third time. When I watched it last night. This was last night I saw it the third time. And when I saw it, you don't realize how dope these combos are that Captain was putting together. This man grabbed Mjolnir. How do I pronounce it? Mjolnir? I think I said Mjolnir. Sorry. Mjolnir. But he grabbed it. He was swinging it. Then he threw it at that Thanos. It bounced. He threw it off the shield. It bounced. He grabbed it. He hit him with like a 2-piece combo, and then he did the raise up into the sky like the cover of that comic, and then brought that thunder down, bro. That thing was. That scene, whoever bootlegged it on YouTube, I'm coming to watch it after this podcast.
I'm surprised you didn't record that on your phone.
I would never do such a thing, Paul, because that is illegal, and I am Run JD Run, the most legal person in the world. Welcome to a G-rated podcast. G-rated. Or I am JD Witherspoon. I don't know if this is going on any other social platform, so I probably don't need to go by my internet, my gaming alias. What's that? Confetti. But yo, that fight scene, let me know how y'all felt about that fight scene. I'm talking too much. Somebody else gotta talk.
It was
go
too
for
much.
it. I'm gonna go grab some mango real quick.
Ooh, mango.
Some over here.
Chile mango.
Ooh,
All right.
caliente.
All right, talk it out, Paul. It's all you.
Caliente. No, what's it called? When that part was one of the the spoilers came out like a couple weeks beforehand for the movie. It's the picture of Cap in the air with Mjolnir about to hit Thanos was the picture I saw.
Oh damn!
And I was
That's
like, damn.
cool.
Yeah, but like even with still, I knew it was coming. I was like, oh my god, the combos.
I don't understand the point of spoilers.
Ultra combo.
Man, that was maybe one of the best. That was the best fight scene, I think, in all of the universe that they had.
Just
like
hand to hand.
Just hand to hand. It was raw. Like,
because Captain on Wakanda, Cap didn't even really get a chance to really fight Thanos because they already had the glove. He was just kind of mushing everybody out the way.
I think that, and that just had like the best combos, I think, in all the movies.
Brothers.
Like, just from Thor, and then like that combo with Iron Man, and then following through into the Cap getting the hammer, and like, yeah, it was just too.
It was
sick.
popping.
It was popping.
And y'all only got to experience it once.
Yeah, and then when Cap finally got him on the end, on the ground, he's like, "Oh no, I'm not alone," and the whole army comes up behind him, and it's just one man.
Did you guys sorry to cut you off? Did you talk about how it looked like it was Cap against everyone?
No, that's what I'm getting at right now.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah. And then spoilers, JD. Spoilers.
Spoiler
King.
Cap is all alone. Man down. Mons is down.
Just chilling by himself, staring at a sea of Thanos' hordes. And next thing you hear is, Cap, are you there? Cap, come in.
It's Sam.
On your 6.
Ooh.
And then you see the portal open. And then out comes the king.
And that's hold on.
We are here.
Listen to me.
Out comes the king.
Why
and-
is Wakanda so goddamn cool?
Because they made Disney all that money.
True. You know that they're the top. They're the top out of all the movies. They're the number one
Solo.
rated on Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic.
Really?
Yeah, I saw like a what do you call it? Like a graph the other day from this account I follow on Instagram, and they're the top rated movie, the best one out of every single Marvel movie outside of Infinity War,
That's
or
what
excuse me,
happens
outside of
when you
Endgame.
I wonder why.
You cater to your number one fan base. That's what happens.
It's the skin. What the?
See if Dragon Ball Z got rid of Mr. Popo and they made a real black character, they'd be number one.
They have
of the
some
movies
respect.
too.
They have some respect in these streets.
Black people are the number one supporters.
He's blue now. He's blue now.
You gonna put some respect on my name? Pokemon had Jinx.
Man.
Jinx and Mr. Popo are the same character.
Jinx more like. Let me not even.
You mean Nicki Minaj is what I named my Jinx.
Wow, you're wildin'. Yo, he's bugging, y'all. The thoughts of Paul do not coincide with the JD and Paul cast.
I'm not associated.
Look, Shmango is bomb. My thing about Black Panther, Okoye, and Shuri coming out of that portal. Only problem. Shoot. She looked kind of goofy when she was shooting them things.
She looked goofy,
but she was dope. Uh oh, Paul's camera died. Oh no, there it is. Oh no.
Is JD frozen?
Oh wait. I'm not frozen on my
Froze, JD
computer.
froze.
No, you guys are here.
Oh, you
Freeze,
good now?
JD, freeze.
Reset if you need to.
You're fine now. You're
Yeah.
fine.
What was I gonna say? I think the funniest part about that whole scene is you get Sam in his ear talking about "I'm on your 6." But then when the things open up, Black Panther comes out, and he's like, "Did you think I'd be such a weak black person?" like that's like all I could think was, wait, I thought Sam was coming out of that circle, and then T'Challa's like, "No, it is me."
Uh-oh.
The
JD
bet.
freezing again.
Well, we've been.
Freeze, JD, freeze.
You guys might be. I'm not freezing on my end. It doesn't matter. So we can keep going as long as you talk.
Okay.
Well, if you freeze, we can't hear you.
Oh, you can't
Yo,
hear me?
No.
You like we?
Oh no. The podcast
And
is crushing the Endgame universe.
basically, when everybody came out of that portal, I was like, I didn't know who was gonna come out next. I was like, Goku about to come out. They about to have.
You know the thing that made me laugh the most was like everybody in the screen was like, "Yeah!" Out comes Doctor Strange. Yeah! Out comes Star-Lord. The theater was quiet. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah.
I don't think Well, that was all of the Guardians because they had Drax.
No, because like they were like, "Yeah!" Out comes Star-Lord, and I heard a very faint silence
Really?
for half a second. Yeah.
Well, right after Star-Lord was Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Yeah,
Spider-Man.
The boy is back.
Star-Lord's been kind of weak the last couple weeks.
If you mess up, you mess up."
Yeah, he's kind of trash. He's kind of big trash.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, dude. When he came back.
Spider-Man.
Let's do it. We got to get through this thing. So they all came back. They all started fighting. It was all so sad. It was all so beautiful. We have amazing fight scenes. We have Drax jumping on the back of that monster, stabbing him up. We have
Shuri doing some weak ass.
We have that. We have Clint running around with the gauntlet, talking about, "What do you want me to do with this thing, Cap?" Then we have the time portal because they were trying.
Give it to me.
Because they were trying to send it. They were trying to send the thing through the back of the car, and they were like, "Anybody seen an old brown van?" It's like that was funny. And
I thought Michael Pena was gonna hop out.
Oh yeah, Valkyrie was like, "You're not gonna like it." All that cool stuff happened, but then we got the cool little, amazing, beautiful reunion between Spider-Man
And Iron Man.
and Iron Man.
And War Mine.
No, but then it was. I just love that moment when he was like, Mr. Stark. So we went to sleep and then we woke up and he was like, it's been 5 years and oh my goodness. And then I said, and then he hugged him
Yeah, shut up, kid. Come here.
because he never had a son. That's his surrogate, man.
That's really Morgan Parker.
Yeah. Well, no, that's really
I mean,
like
Morgan Stark.
that's who would take over. That's his dude. You know what it is? It's also a callback to Iron Man Homecoming, where where Iron Man, or I said Iron Man Homecoming, where Spider-Man Homecoming, where Tony Stark reached over to open the door for the car and he thought he was hugging him. So it's a callback to that,
Yeah.
because now he's really embracing him. Because, like, man, that was originally sad when it first happened. I got real sad when that happened when Spider-Man died in the first one, or got phased. And regardless of him getting phased, when Cap gets off the ship in the beginning of the movie, and, Iron Man, I keep mixing everybody up. I know who I'm talking about, though. When Iron Man gets off the ship in the beginning of the movie, he tells Cap, I lost the kid. That part was sad, dude. I think that's why this Spider-Man is so special. Because he's
He
genuinely
matters.
well, he's like
has a purpose.
He's not just has a purpose. He's a kid. He's a boy. He's being thrown into this wild west that is the superhero genre, and he's not ready. And it's like dope to see him grow, and also you have more empathy for someone like that because you're looking at it from like when you were a kid and you wanted your innocence and all that stuff. So
What if Loki went to a timeline
no,
with Terrence Howard and Tobey Maguire?
I hate you, Gabe.
What's the other Spider-Man?
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. All right, but
and Jamie Foxx election.
shut the fuck.
I was supposed to be your eyes and ears. God, that movie was so bad.
I want to see that Avengers.
You guys are idiots.
Oh man.
Oh my
and then Chris Evans goes back to being Flame On. The Torch.
This man called him I thought the Torch was the wrong name. I was about to be like, you called him the Torch. Oh, that'd be funny. And then he goes back to a universe and Michael B. Jordan's there because he was the most recent Torch.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They just
And he
erased
says,
that, huh?
Hey auntie.
Hey, hey, auntie. Oh my
Oh,
god. I forgot he played Human Torch.
Yep.
Nobody saw that movie, so it's okay.
I did not see that.
I didn't see it either.
I didn't either.
Man, I hope when they do like the next set of movies, that they reintroduce all those newly added Disney franchises.
Very well.
Like redo X-Men, or like at least introduce it a little bit, and then Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
That's next. Fantastic Four and X-Men.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's
All
try
right.
let's try to wrap this up because I feel like we've been going for like an hour and a half.
And then Spider-Man uses instant kill.
Yeah,
I love that.
That was cool. Good callback to Homecoming.
It's like, well, instant kill. What is this? It's so use instant
And
kill.
he's just stabbing him.
Yeah, because that was cool, and it was cool because you can show it in this movie where you're killing a bunch of aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then basically they have
Well, they have the gauntlet football toss.
mhm.
And then they have the part where Scarlet Witch pulls up and she starts whooping on Thanos.
Mhm.
And when she starts whooping on, she's like, you took everything from me. He's like, I don't even know who you
That
are.
wasn't even me.
Yeah, he was like, I don't even. He was like, she was like, you took everything from me. And he was like, I don't even know who you are. And she was like, you will.
You will.
She was like, you will. But that happened.
I still don't know what her powers are.
She's
Everything,
she's
bro.
a Scarlet
Her powers
Witch.
are everything.
She's a Scarlet Witch.
Anything she wants.
What the twist?
Her powers is literally magic, just witchcraft.
But then I love how he was like, rain fire, and he was like, sire, our troops. He's like, I don't give a goddamn about them. I'm getting my ass whooped.
Fuck about those troops.
I'm getting my ass whooped, player. They started raining fire, and then after raining that fire, we got the Captain Marvel assist where she came in and they were attacking her. She destroyed the ship, which was pretty sick.
Combat number 3.
No. They established her. She's part of the MCU. You can't. I'm not calling her a cop out at this point. We all knew that she was going to come down and help, which was great. Because without her,
Like,
he would have snapped.
I just don't understand what else is she busy doing in the universe that's bigger than 50% of the universe getting wiped out.
That's
like,
why.
that
That's
doesn't
why
make
she showed up though. But before that, she was helping everybody.
But it's not everybody to help if they're dead. If half of them are gonna be dead from that event, like
She didn't even know that was happening, Playboy.
she did.
Not when Nick.
She
Not
didn't. Oh yeah, I guess she didn't.
Not in Infinity War.
Wait, who?
Captain Marvel. She was around the universe, but she had no direct line to Nick Fury to know that Thanos was coming. She may have known of Thanos, but
No, I mean just like being there in general.
she
on Earth,
out
I
there
guess. I don't
saving
know.
the
But like,
goddamn
you gotta think about it.
universe.
Like even
You
though
bum
like,
ass motherfucker.
you got to think about it. When he did the snap, it didn't just happen on Earth. It happened everywhere.
But he's
Yeah.
saying why wasn't she kicking it on Earth in the first place? That's what he's saying.
Because she said in the beginning, there's thousands of planets that don't have the
With your
Avengers.
dumb ass, Gabe.
I get that.
Shut your dumb ass up
Trust
then.
me.
But I feel a butt coming.
But that's the only event that matters. Is Thanos.
But she doesn't know. Like when that's happening and they're being taken, when that whole thing is happening on Earth, that was like a surprise
You
attack.
know what?
I'm
But
talking
then he
about.
also-
I'm talking
he
about
also-
the
he
future.
also destroyed-
Future
he also
Captain Marvel, not the
destroyed-
past one.
He also destroyed
One
Xandar.
One at a time. One at a time.
Nova Corps. He also destroyed the Nova Corps planet, Xandar. So that could have been a red flag for her too, because she's in space. It's like if a police force station is gone.
Yeah, and I'm also talking about like her being part of the time travel squad, basically, to go back in time, or like just
Bruh.
it's a comic.
Bruh.
I don't care.
They can handle that. You would have had her do everything. That'd have been mad boring.
I'm saying she could have done a lot more
Bruh, she was
because
in,
she's just the strongest.
bruh.
She's just the strongest.
You heard what she said in the movie. She said there's the same thing going on in millions of different planets all over the universe. I can't deal with just y'all. There are 12 of y'all on this planet. Deal with your own bullshit. God dang it.
So all those planets don't have Avengers themselves.
No.
They don't have like anybody close.
No, they just
The
regular ass.
Guardians of the
In
Galaxy.
the whole universe.
No. All
But
of
you
all
see
of
that in
all of
Guardians
y'all
the
weak
Galaxy,
ass
they got
heroes are
special-
in all y'all weak ass heroes in America are in turn
Or in,
All the heroes are in New York.
or in New York. Okay.
Yeah, all y'all here. No,
Yeah, that makes sense.
No,
Okay.
yo, shut your
I'm
ass
gonna
up.
run with it.
Shut your ass up, Gabe. You ruining the movie.
Right.
Shut your ass up, boy.
Yeah, plot holes sticking.
Whatever. They get
Alright.
they get the assist from Captain Marvel. Marvel fights. She gets washed for a second. He tosses her. He grabs the gauntlet off the floor because he's about to snap. Wasn't there a more meaningful moment that I forgot about? Maybe not. I don't know. But he,
Insta kill. Everybody's playing football.
yeah, he tosses her.
Thing.
Yeah, he tosses her back because he pulls out the Power Stone, grabs it in his fist, and socks her dead in the chest with it. And when
With
that
the Power
hap-
Stone.
and when that happens, even before that, we got Doctor Strange and Tony Stark having their little conversation. He's like, "So you said 14 million to one? Tell me this is the one we win." He's like, "If I tell you what happens, it won't happen." And then when he
Foreshadow.
when he got punched, when he punched Captain Marvel, that's when he pulled up the deuce. He was like,
And Doctor Strange gave him that look like,
yeah, he pulled up that finger. He said, "Man, time for you to be that Stark, boy. Time for you to do this for all of Winterfell." Tony Stark.
And then didn't Captain Marvel come back and then hold him down? Then Dion tried to headbutt her.
No, that was before.
That was before. Oh,
Yeah, when she had her fingers like
Interlock, because she was pushing him back and pushed him to the ground.
she said,
And then he headbutted her. She got headbutted and it bounced back,
no sold.
which was cool, but it was like, I will give you that, Gabe. If she's that strong to get headbutted, I'm like, you should be overpowering him.
she
But
should
he
be
did have-
overpowering him.
but he did
She
have-
should have the gauntlet on.
This is true, but he did have the gauntlet on and all that jazz. So I mean, it's cool. It's trying to build suspense. It's a comic book movie. Gabe, shut up.
Stop trying to use logic.
I'm just. She's
Stop
just
trying
so
to
strong.
stop trying to use
Man,
biracial logic. Just kidding.
biracial.
But yeah. But you know, they did their thing, man. They did their thing. She got punched. The ultimatum came, and then what's his name? Doctor Strange threw up that gang sign and was like, boy, if you don't get your ass over there and put hands on Thanos, it's a wrap. And then we had Tony Stark come through, hit him with the cool little grapple, and then he grappled him. He pushed him away, and he said, and it's a funny thing, if you see the movie again, you can see where he's taking the stones now. You don't realize it.
That's cool.
Yeah, well, you got to look at him because you see him looking down at the gauntlet, pulling things off of it, in a sense, and then he gets shoved away, and he does the whole, I am.
No, you're missing.
No.
What
You're
happened?
missing a line. You're missing. That's right. I am an inevitable.
I didn't finish. What? You guys cut me off. What are you talking about?
You about to go straight for the I am Iron Man.
No, bruh, you weren't even looking at my camera. I was about to do the Thanos one.
Sorry.
I was about to do the Thanos one. Shut your dumbasses up. What you mean? You gonna tell me what I was about
do?
to
Iron Man. He's about to
I wasn't gonna do. I wasn't. I wasn't going to.
Dion, give Dion his respect.
I wasn't going to do that. I'm telling you, I was about.
This man about to disrespect
Oh, dumbass. Why do I even do this with y'all? I was gonna do this. Do you see what I'm doing right here? I was
They both did that.
No, but he did this one. He did the one in front. I was doing the side one. This is the one that Dion did. Which was dumb because low-key he could have seen that he was missing the gems when he grabbed the.
Can he not feel it either? Like,
It's not something.
because he saw his hand this way. He didn't see it this way.
Listen.
Oh, yeah.
Look at my wherever my camera is. This is the angle. Excuse me. This was the angle he was on. You see this?
Mhm.
He could have seen his thumb, but he was like this. He like from the camera's angle in the movie, he was like this. But if he was here, you can directly see that your thumb ain't got nothing on it. But before, I was rudely interrupted by you bum ass mother fudges. He got here and he looked at him and he said, "I am inevitable."
Huh? That bag.
And then it turned over and it was like. And I do it with me, boys. Do it with me.
this is the part that made me
And
shed
I,
tears.
yeah, mine too. Iron Man. And Gabe, they should have played that music when it happened.
I was so
Oh
mad
my
they didn't play
god, that
that.
would have been so freaking hype.
I would have been balling.
Oh my
You need a
god.
quiet. You need a quiet moment. You need a quiet moment.
They
for
did,
that.
but I don't even think that song was even. I think Balvin messaged us.
He did
Oh.
like 30 minutes ago.
Oh, bro.
Yo, but if they did that, and I am Iron Man.
If they did it right when he snapped. Oh, my chat is coming up in the video feed. Whoa, so get out of there. That's not what I wanted. Anyone's.
Oh no.
I don't think there was anything in there. There was like some, I don't know. Well, hey, it's whatever. It's too late now. But listen, if they would have snapped and done the Iron Man theme, I don't even think that was
Black
in
Sabbath?
Iron Man though. It wasn't it AC/DC?
No, it's, Ozzy Osbourne's Black Sabbath.
Hey Siri, play Iron Man.
just played this.
Hey,
I
Siri.
played this song on repeat after.
Is it Black Sabbath?
Yeah.
Hey Siri, play Iron. Son of a.
I'm ahead of you right now.
Play. Damn it.
Alexa.
Play Iron Man. Black Sabbath. Is it Black Sabbath? It's not.
Sure.
I thought it was AC/DC.
No. ACD's Thunderstorm.
Play Iron Man. Black Sabbath.
And I wish they kind of warped out his voice so it would be just like in the song. I am.
We about to get demonetized, but it doesn't matter.
I'm sure there would be a video out with these out.
Hold on. See, now I'm gonna watch a scene of the snap.
Is that on YouTube?
Yeah.
How is that not taken down?
It's bad quality, but here we go.
Oh, did you send it?
It's in the chat. And then I'm going to play.
So yeah, that would have been epic if they played that. That would have been like the most epic thing ever. In
Hold on. I'm going to do this right now.
Marvel, hire us.
What are you doing, Paul? Don't.
Hold on, I'm
you're
watching-
You're
I'm
getting us
watching.
copyrighted.
No, you can't hear what I'm doing.
Oh well, you do it for yourself. We're trying to finish this podcast.
And then
Hold on.
after that, after
Tony snaps.
every
This review's 3
baddie.
hours.
every baddie gets snapped away
It's dusted.
to dusted,
Everybody
and then
up in
Big
equal night.
Actually,
Dion.
I'm watching it. It's kind of
It's epic.
it's pretty.
All right, I gotta do it now. Hold on.
Bruh, let me do it after we finish. Hold on, I'm about to wait. I wonder. No, if I pull up,
They
are
played
you
it in the first Iron Man.
timing?
right?
Are you timing it perfectly, Paul?
Yeah. You know, this is kind of sick.
Oh my god!
Oh, the video cut out. But yeah.
Dang, people already got the final snap online. That's hilarious. All right, let's finish this, y'all. So, I am Iron Man. He does the snap. Everybody, I get real sad because after that they go and he lays down in the rubble because half of his body is torched and he's dying. And here's a question though. Here's the thing. Can y'all turn that off so I can finish
I'm
this?
looking at you.
Listen. What if, because you know the only thing that I didn't realize about Iron Man and everyone else's snap is that Iron Man was like kind of like his brain was fried. And what if, and I know this didn't happen, but what if he transmitted his consciousness to a robot?
He does that in the comics.
I know he does it in the comics, and that's why I ask, because that would be
You know
epic.
what they could have done,
What?
and it makes me mad because they don't ever utilize the stones to their potential. Doctor Strange could have taken the time stone away from Tony Stark, and then just unwinded him before he did the snap. His body.
Wait, say that.
Tony could have lived.
Yeah, but you would have got what's his name back. If you unwind, you bring back everyone he just snapped.
No.
He can specific, like make it specific.
Because remember, he had that, like in Doctor Strange the movie, he had the apple, he bit into it,
Yeah,
and then he unwound the apple and it turned back.
that's
Could
true.
use a time stone to save Tony Stark. I'm just saying.
I mean, yes, but that's not that's whack as hell. Who wants to see that ending?
Me.
Of course you do. All right.
No, I think that he is gonna come back. Tony Stark's gonna come back as like
Jarvis.
Jarvis or something like that, and he's gonna like either mentor his
Spider-Man
daughter
and
or
his suit.
or
the
Riri.
Riri.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what he does
Riri.
it for. Riri.
Everybody hates Riri though.
I can
What the heck was that, Paul?
Ooh, he's smoking.
He's
chill.
he's-
Yo.
All right, man. Look,
You should get that checked out.
yo, you guys, I'm getting sleepy. Let's finish this, man.
Aromatherapy.
Listen to me, audience,
And then
whoever's listening to this long ass podcast / video / whatever it is I turn this into, review / movie review. You know, we know what all happens. You all saw it. If you saw it, you know what happens. But
Everybody was
That
dusty.
let me just say, I cried like a punk when Iron Man snapped. When he was when he laid down and then Rhodey pulled up on him, and then Peter pulled up on him and he's like,
we want Mr. Stark.
and he was like, Mr. Stark, we won, Mr. Stark, Mr.
And
Stark.
then his wifey pulled up on him.
Tony, Mr. Stark, please, Mr. Stark.
It's okay, Tony.
And
You can lay to rest now.
well, you know
baby,
why she said that, right?
baby boy.
You know why she said that, right? Because ever since the war, ever since 2012, according to what I saw in a one of those Easter egg, ever since Tony Stark had the battle in New York in 2012, he couldn't sleep right. That's like a thing that was going on in the future movies. So Pepper was like, you can finally sleep, you can finally rest. And that shit got me so goddamn teary-eyed.
I'm gonna tell you the first part I cried. Is when he hugged Peter when he came out of the portal.
I cried when Spider-Man came back too.
I was just like, he's like, hey, what's up? Oh, so this happened, and now we're here. And he gave him the hug, and I was like, oh, thug tear, number one. Boom.
Yeah,
Thug tear.
No,
Iron Man got me a thug tear, and
yeah,
when Tony died, that got me a thug tear. And then when
thug tear.
Cap
We're not there yet.
Oh, sorry, spoilers.
So I think I got I think choked up when everybody was coming back. Then I definitely cried when Spider-Man was there. And then I cried again when Tony got scorched. And then I like bawled when everyone went up to him to go say their last little words, whatnot, where he was like sitting there. And also when Pepper grabbed his heart thing and he grabbed her hand, that like made me real sad. And then
that must hit differently when you marry.
I guess it does.
That must hit differently.
Can't wait to feel that next year.
I'll never feel that.
You guys
That gonna feel different next year for
You guys
me.
are so freaking annoying. I swear
I'll
to God.
never feel that.
Why won't you ever feel that?
Because he in a different timeline as Paul May.
I've decided I'm just gonna be the fun uncle.
Oh man.
Gonna be Uncle Electro.
All right, enough awkward silence. Look, that part got me teary-eyed. The other part got
Cut
me
to funeral, Tony Stark's house.
Yeah, I think that, and then everything. They cut to the funeral. They do the thing where they push out the arc reactor that said proof that Tony Stark has a heart. They push that out.
Everybody's there.
What is it from 3? Was it Iron Man 2?
That's Iron Man 1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then everybody's there.
I think
and
she
then
gave
you
it
see
to
the
him in
little
Iron
boy
Man 2.
You see the little boy from Iron Man 3 all grown up.
Yeah.
Which they could have not put him there, and it would still would have been fine because nobody knew who the hell he was.
Yeah, definitely was just kind of like a, oh hey, you were in this movie. But I don't know, man. That funeral part wasn't that sad for me. I mean,
it was sad. It was sad when Happy was talking to Morgan, and he's like, "Well,
cheeseburgers."
He's like cheeseburgers, but like if you guys remember when Tony got back from. Yeah, he's like, I want burgers when he got back.
Of course I remember, because
you watched the video.
No, I love Iron Man. That's why.
You watched the
No,
Easter egg video.
no, I didn't.
All the books.
No, I
all
didn't.
The
You're the fake fan here, you poser.
I have that movie on DVD, not even Blu-ray.
I have it on Blu-ray. It's worse
You're
than.
both triggered.
I am.
You said something else.
Yeah, let's not.
Whoa.
All right. So,
With a T, hard T.
shut the fudge up, Gabe. Now look, yes, they went through all those people. It was all the important people. You know, they saw Potts. They saw, oh Jesus Christ, they saw Happy Hogan. Who was it? It was
We missed all the female Avengers.
Oh, we did.
That was part of it.
Ooh, that's
Oh, you know what was missing from that scene and would have made it better?
what.
Black Widow.
Beyonce.
Hey, that low key was low key. If they would have started playing,
All I heard about it was-
girls.
All I heard was, "Come on, ladies, now let's get in formation." That was playing in my head when they were all walking. I was like, "Yo, where is Beyonce?"
That's your edit, man. Do that.
Let's go back real quick and just say that part real quick. Yes, the portion of the
Pepper
show,
Potts was
the part.
badass, by the way.
Oh, they were all bad. Oh man, I forgot Pepper came through with the rescue armor, and she was not really rescuing, she was killing. But regardless, yeah, that was the part where Captain Marvel came down to Peter Parker to get the gauntlet to take it to the back of the van, and you know, they had that whole thing where it was like, I don't know how you're gonna get through all that, and then it was like, don't worry, she's got help, and they all pulled up. That was sick. They were all strutting too. They were like, yes, ladies, let's get it. Yes, queens, let's get it. Yes, but
And Paul, what was the name of that?
it's a comic
series?
too, right?
What series?
The series
Like
with all
the
the
female
female
Avengers.
Avengers.
Oh, I don't know the name of the series.
It was like A Force or something Force.
Yeah.
I saw it because I remember
A-Force.
I think I read about it online. I saw it in a video, not like that.
Are a force to be dealt with.
Shut up, Gabe.
Avengers assemble.
We didn't say that part. Oh my god. He finally said Avengers Assemble. Avengers Assemble. Ah! What is Paul watching? Paul's not paying attention to us.
Yeah, he's watching.
arse.
He's watching some.
What are you looking
bootlegs.
at? What are you looking at?
I can
He
see
bootlegging
he's
the
watching
end of the
bootlegs.
movie. Yo, somebody get this man. Yo, at Jones and Miss Prime.
And then
Uh,
Howard the Duck is also leaked.
Yeah, Jones. Yeah.
Howard the Duck is in the movie, but I don't know where.
It's like a Where's Waldo picture.
He's super small in it.
I mean,
Wait, you saw him?
he was in the end scene.
No, I didn't see him. I just saw the leaks.
He
but
was an end scene. He was in the end scene credits of one of the Guardians movies, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I bet there's so many characters.
Guys, let's
in-
finish this freaking podcast.
Fine.
All right, yo. So yeah, people, we got the female lead scene. We got the scene where he says Avengers Assemble, and then last but not least, we get the I don't know. They have the moment with Clint and what's the girl's name? Scarlet Witch, where she's talking about freaking Vision, and he's talking about how Black Widow's dead. It's really sad. And then I don't know when we jump to the future. I forgot what happens. Anybody remember? I can't remember.
Yeah, they jumped to.
Well, they jumped to returning the stones, but there was some.
Yeah, they jumped to.
We get a cameo from Black Jesus, whatever his name is.
Nick
Nick
Fury?
Fury. The one who's done it all.
He didn't
I
even say a
brought
single
all
line,
y'all
did
together.
He didn't need to.
He didn't say a word.
he? Yeah.
And you know how much they probably paid him for that one scene?
Millions.
5.6 million. He stepped into the camera frame and made more than any of us will see in our lives. Psych, I'm gonna make more than you, Nick Fury, I promise.
What'd you say?
Ooh.
I said Nick Fury. What'd I say?
What Fury?
No,
Nick-
no.
What?
No. I said my K hit a little hard. Nick,
Checker?
no.
That was a hard end. That you said.
No, yo, stop it, man. Cut it out. It's not funny. All right, y'all. So like I was saying,
Expose him.
expose him. With that being said, everybody, I just don't remember how they got the stone scene. What is that? Anybody remember?
What do you mean? What's
I
the
can't remember.
scene?
Jeez.
How they got the stone?
No, the part where Captain America gets up on the platform and he's getting ready to leave. That's not at the funeral.
That's after.
That's
But like, what did
That's
they?
right after.
But what did they show? Like, was it just
It was in a
cuts?
case.
I know, but I'm saying, what was the transition between the funeral and what? Oh, it was the sound of Iron Man saying, "Everyone wants a happy ending." I remember. Thank you, JD.
Yeah.
Love you
Everyone,
3000.
everyone wants a happy ending, and then he sits there, and then they cut back to him inside the house, and inside the house he's doing basically the whole like spiel, saying like, you know, just in case someone dies, untimely death, even though death is never untimely. Blah 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 blah. They did all that. It was really good. I don't know why I'm giving you a play-by-play, but you guys, if you saw the movie, you know exactly what it was. I'm really bad at doing these movie reviews. That's just a thing. And yeah, we saw the hologram, and he said, "Love you 3000."
I didn't know he was such a fan of Andre.
And he
What?
said, "See you later, Space Cowboys."
Paul, Gabe, I will delete you from this chat if you don't shut your mouth.
Stay golden, pony boy.
And then I don't even know. We got the flash forward skip to where we got Captain America doing his thing. And low key, I kind of don't like the ending where Captain America takes Tony's shine at the end. Kind of disrespectful.
It was both about them. It was
It's
about
about them. They're the main characters, truthfully.
But Iron Man put his life on the line. And
So did Cap.
No, but Cap said you would never be the type to put your life on the line. You always take, Tony Stark. That's in one of the movies. Literally those lines.
I think it makes sense because like Tony is selfish, and then at the end he becomes this, and then Captain America does the complete opposite.
Does the Tony move?
Yeah, he becomes selfish at the end.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
Captain Ass America. You son of a bee.
Let him get a win. He wants to.
Oh,
be happy.
hell no. F that dude. Yo, he can catch these hands, bruh. He can catch these hands,
Creating
bruh.
four different
Asses.
Captain Americas in the same timeline at different ages.
Ass in America.
and then he ends up on the bench as
Yeah.
Joe Biden.
Well, no, we. Yo, we don't F with him no more, Gabe.
Oh man,
He's done.
oh man.
But
Cut
before,
off.
before he ends up on the bench, they send him into the past, and he's like, he'll be back in 5 seconds, and then he takes Mjolnir, however you say it.
Yeah, to put it back in Thor's timeline.
Oh, did he? He
That's why it was there.
I thought he went because he was like,
Oh.
just in case I get trouble. About
Is that why when he was calling it, sometimes it wasn't coming back in the old movies? Like sometimes he would call it and then it wouldn't return to him.
Who?
I didn't
Thor?
see Thor the
I
Dark
don't know.
World, so.
No, I don't think that.
'Cause there were
I don't.
parts where
I don't know which Thor you're talking about. Thor 3.
I don't know if it was
broke.
in Thor.
Captain
Thor
America
3
didn't
broke,
have it.
yeah.
Captain America didn't have it in any of those other movies.
I
Thor
swear
might have had it,
something
but
like that. Maybe
the
I'm
only callback to that is when Captain America tries to pick. We didn't even talk about that, but when he picked up the hammer, picked up the hammer. That's a callback to when he picked it up in Avengers:
Almost
Age of
picked it up.
Ultron, huh?
Yeah, the party.
The party.
Almost picked it up.
But the fact is, he moved it. You heard the squeak. You heard that, and then Thor was like, huh, I knew you couldn't do it. I knew you wouldn't do it because I'm Thor and you're not Thor. He's always worried about people taking his spot. Oh, we also forgot to mention the part about Thor giving Asgard over to Valkyrie. And when he did that, he had the ride and he left with Rocket, and then he got on the plane or whatever, the ship. And while he was on the ship, we had Quill, who was looking for Gamora, searching for Gamora, of the 2014 Gamora, searching for her in his 2023 timeline. And also the fact that they had that little funny spat where it was like, we all know who's the captain of the ship. And then he was like, it's me. And he's like, yes, of course, yes, of course, yes, of course. That was so funny.
Now I want to watch Guardians 3 even more now.
I know, right? See a little Alex Warlock or whatever.
Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock spoilers and also improper spoilers. But finally, last but not least, Cap goes back in time. He skips his timestamp. He jumps to the future. But here's the thing about that. Well, actually, let's talk about the rest of it. He sits on the bench. Sam Wilson goes up to him. Falcon talks to him.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
He's old as old man. And then when he pulls up, he's like, so did something go wrong or did something go right? And he was like,
He said, oh yeah.
yeah. He's like, oh yeah, Playboy. I got it smacking back in 1933.
Something went really right.
Something went, ooh, baby. But yeah,
I like it like that.
Miss Carter. Miss Carter.
Say hi, Miss Carter.
y'all are
Beyonce.
so stupid. But
Miss Rogers.
oh man. But look, when he pulls up, everybody, he talks to him. He says something ain't right, and then he says, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be sad that there's not a world where Captain America's around." He was like, speaking of which, he passes him over the shield, and he said, "Check it out, put it on." And he's like, "What is it? What's it feel like?" Feels like it's not belongs to someone else. And he's like, "It doesn't." That was dope. That made me cry again because that's a power.
Wait a second.
I'm not done.
Wait a
I'm
second.
not done. Don't you cut me
I
off,
have
you
a plan.
son of a bird.
Okay, finish your thought, but I'm gonna blow your mind.
What do you want to say? Hurry up.
How come his shield's still intact?
Because he probably went and got a different shield. What do you mean? He probably went from the back timeline, stole it.
But if the timeline's still the same, the shield is broken.
Well,
There's multiple
but-
shields.
No, and it doesn't. No. You guys are all wrong because first off, that's not even this timeline's Captain America. Yeah,
But it is, though.
get confused. No, it's not, because remember, when you travel to the past, your past becomes your present. He went back and basically created a time branch as Captain America, according to a video I saw. He went back in time to probably right after he disappeared into those polar ice caps. Because my thing is, he didn't go back. He went back and returned all this stuff, those stones. But remember, that was the 1970s where he dropped off those stones with Peggy Carter, and he saw her in the room and all that, which we skipped. But when he died was the 1940s, right? It wasn't the 70s, so that's 30 years after when he saw Peggy Carter as the chief director of whatever that base was. So that means he went back, and remember, he got more Pym particles, so he could go farther back, according to what Balvin was telling me. He grabbed those extra ones, and because all he needed was 2 to get back with him and Tony. So he went back earlier with Tony, got 4 of them. Then he went back to the base. I don't know how many he got. What you laughing at?
So basically, he went back in time and he just swooped on Agent Carter and basically deleted her kids
Yes.
that she already had
Yes.
and her family.
Mm-hmm.
But then technically, didn't that make the new Captain America make out with his granddaughter?
No, okay, so that's a weird part that's possible, because that's the thing. If he went back in time and he ends up being that father that she talks about in that one clip that you've seen online, then yes, he smashed his future daughter. But you know what? No, he didn't, because that's a different timeline.
I mean, it makes sense. This is a Disney.
No, it's not. But
Disney has that running.
you're not
thing that was
listening.
Star
You're not
Wars.
listening. It's not about the fact that the timelines are the same. The Captain America from our timeline goes off to create a new timeline. And
But you can't create a new timeline.
it's not about the
unless the
stones.
stones
It's
are-
not about the stones. That is the universal timeline keeping all of order in lock. But the branch timeline still happens. So that means that glove that went into the future also has its own timeline that Clint brought back. I'm telling you, it's confusing. Basically, Captain America from our 2023 went
Okay.
back. Captain America from 2023 goes back to 2012, drops off the 3 stones. Then he goes even farther back to 19. Well, he goes to he goes to 2014 to Vormir and Morag, drops off those stones somehow. We don't know how. Goes to 2012, drops off those stones. We don't know how. Then he goes back to 1970, drops off that stone. Then that's him putting the I want to say the retcon timeline back together. The timeline that could ruin every timeline ever, the way that Sorcerer Supreme explained it. This boy Ball broke his damn mic again. But then he finally, I think with extra Pym particles, I think this is what happens. He goes back to the moment, not necessarily the moment where he crashed, but probably a little bit after he crashed and everyone thought he was dead. And then he goes back and lives his life in the timeline not necessarily original, but yeah, timeline he originally would have had. And that creates its own new timeline. And then he lives it out until the year 2023, where the events of Endgame wouldn't have happened in his timeline. But this is the last thing that I think possibly happened. I might be crazy. This is what I thought. This is what I heard from another video. But he goes to 2023, lives his life, possibly gets to the old age where he's the only one left in his family or whatever, and then he uses Pym particles to direct himself to the 2023 timeline he originally came from. I know that sounds freaking crazy and stupid.
That's convoluted. Doesn't
No.
matter. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
because-
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
But
matter.
that is what I think happened. And if anyone anyone in the comments wants to help, please help us.
Then Doc Brown came with the DeLorean. Morty,
And then Neil deGrasse Tyson was kicking it in the back.
Steve Rogers. I need to see Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about how the time travel thing doesn't work.
Oh, that would be hilarious. But that's what I think happened. I can draw it down on a piece of paper, but I can't really. It's hard to explain. But that's it.
I heard another theory that basically he's just the guy that she's married
that she was talking
back in
about
the day
originally.
that she was talking about, and then he was like at her funeral, and nobody just noticed and everything like that.
That's possible. And if he did do that, then he maybe did smash his niece. It's not his niece then. That's a different timeline. Those are the kids of another person. So that girl doesn't become his niece. He has a completely different life, completely different new timeline. Paul, get with the timelines, bro.
But how does he end up
so
back?
much.
It just doesn't make sense.
When
I
he
think,
no
like,
okay he like I said, he goes all the way back to start a new timeline and live it out from when he would have been dead.
and then he hits the pin.
He has PIM particles. He could have gone and got more, maybe, but he lives out the life that he never got a chance to live. So from 1940 to 2023, he lives it out, and he would be technically like 80 years old, or 70 something. So wait, actually, he would be 2023. What are we in? We're in 2019. He would be like 84 or 85. And he lives that 85 years of life in his timeline. And then on the date where he originally left and skipped his timestamp to come back, he then somehow jumps from his timeline to the timeline he originally came from. I don't know how. It doesn't matter, because it's just a movie. We're just enjoying it. But
If he jumped, wouldn't he have to go back to that same spot that he left when he left with all the stones?
he ended up on the bench, bro. What do you mean? He was down.
I know he ended up on the bench, but I don't know. I thought you end up at the same place.
No, because he's not.
Maybe
He's no, because that's if he would have always hit his original. That's if he would have hit his original timestamp. He's passed that timestamp to go live a life. That's why you have Bucky sitting there talking about when he says he's not back. Get him back. And Sam's like, where is he? And then Bucky notices him out there sitting by the thing. That means Cap in his 80s literally walked over there, sitting there waiting for them. He was waiting for them all day.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know. My brain hurts.
Well, it's gonna hurt for a little bit, because that's what I think happened. And that's what
I don't think it's gonna be explained until they have like an official explanation for it.
Timeline.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out. But we get that, and then we get the flashback, because he says, do you want to, he said, that's yours, you're the new captain, and you're the new Blackton America. He is technically
Captain Falcon.
Yeah, he is technically Captain Falcon.
Oh,
Come on.
And he's a black dude.
Whoa!
That gets
Smash Universe is
gets me hyped.
canon.
Gets me hyped, baby.
If you hit somebody with the knee in the next movie or in the TV show, then
See,
you know it's
Flame
real.
is Sam Jackson, is he supposed to be in a TV show too?
Not,
You're not. My
yes.
thing is, real talk. You're not
Falcon
you're not downgrading me to TV shows after I've been in this saga. I'm sorry.
Winter Soldier and Captain Falcon.
No,
Unless it's like a Game of Thrones status.
no, not even Game of Thrones. I'm not.
Disney Plus,
watch
baby.
that.
I'm not leaving. I'm not gonna be a movie. I'm not leaving being a movie actor for a TV actor after this. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. Can't do it.
Ready?
Can't do it. I'm already on. You're not. That's backtracking, baby. I ain't doing that. But
Do it.
but yeah, you guys know that's what happens, and then we get the flashback of him back in the 1940s. Because if you look at the cars, Paul, in that scene where he's hugging his girl and kissing her and whatnot, and they're singing to the music, the cars are different from what they were when they went back to the military base. So he went back and started a new timeline. I don't know how. I mean, I do know how, but yeah, that's it, dude. It's confusing as hell.
So she's been cheating on him with him.
She's been cheating on. Oh, that dude with the ass on the floor. That's America's ass.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's the end of the movie, and then we get to hear Iron Man's ding, ding, ding.
Oh, you get all the cool signatures.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we get all
Star
the.
Trek 4.
You only get the signatures of the original Avengers.
Good times.
Star Trek 4.
That's what they did that in Star Trek 4.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
Class.
I mean, guys, this was the last 10 years of our lives, so we just gotta pay.
So,
Pay
what would you
respects.
give it?
Oh yeah,
4 hours later, what do you give it?
you guys go first.
10 out of 10.
20 out of 19.
Oh,
I'm about to shit on both of you because it was worth 3,000.
I know. I knew you were gonna do that.
3,000.
I hate you.
It was love 3,000. I'm so sad. Paul, bring your stupid ass face cam back. Where are you at?
Man.
It was Love You 3000. It was Love You 3000 on top of 3,000. This is my sorry 2003.
Love you 3000.
I'ma tell
out of
you, girl,
2000
it's
Kim
all
Parkles.
me.
I would be so mad if I went from 2019 back to the 1940s. Technology back then sucked.
Yeah, but he liked it though. Remember that? He would always was yearning for that time he grew up in. This is like
Damn about
if you
technology,
didn't grow
Cap.
up in this day and age, this is probably a lot for some people.
Yo, if you have the skills,
why are you sitting here eating food with me?
if you have the skills of
Freaking
Captain
racist.
America, it doesn't matter what timeline you in. Everything's
Did you say everything's free?
fun.
Oh, fun.
You
Your
can just
mic
go
cut
back
out
to
at
any
the
time.
last second. I was like, what? Look, man.
Hmm.
We love you all 3,000, and I want to say that's
3,000.
that's the end of the podcast. But are there any final thoughts, y'all? Best Marvel movie of all of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is enough from me, my brothers. It will never be better than Wakanda.
Ooh, I got hot takes on that one, but okay.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's definitely better than Wakanda. I mean,
Only thing better
it's got the
was,
most action.
Thor: Dark World.
Shut up. I never watched.
never saw
You
that
know
one.
what? That's the one that I
That
skipped.
was the worst.
I watched
that. Was the worst
I
one.
watched that. I watched a smidge of that with Pilar, and did not continue it. I was like, I
That's
can.
why I was confused when like they went back to that timeline. I was like, I never saw
I
this
know,
movie.
I know, right?
was
That
really
was
bad.
Especially, isn't it so ironic they went back to the timeline that we genuinely were like, I didn't watch this one. This one was trash.
Maybe that's like a big F you to all the fans. It's just like, oh, you thought that this movie was
Oh, you thought this
waste?
didn't matter? We gonna make it matter, baby.
I feel like I saw that on a plane or something.
Yeah, that sounds like a plain movie.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro, but yeah, all in all, I had a great time seeing it. I can't believe I saw it 3 times. I've never really seen a movie 3 times in a row. I very much was like, after the second one, I was like, I'm good, but then I saw it the 3rd time. But I don't know if I could do a 4th.
Paul, you saw Star Wars like 4 times.
What?
When it first came out? Star Wars like
Force
7?
Awakens?
Yeah.
No, I saw it twice.
Okay.
Saw it twice. I saw The Last Jedi once.
We saw, how many times did you guys see Infinity War?
Once.
Once.
Only once? I think I saw that twice.
But I bought that on Blu-ray 4K.
Oh, low-key, I need to up my whole catalog, but I don't want to buy discs anymore. Nobody uses discs.
Don't do it.
It's trash. Can't you
Yeah.
download them?
Yes.
I'd rather just download them all to my iTunes.
What if you don't have the internet, baby? What if the internet dies forever?
You can download stuff to play back on your phone.
What if the internet dies forever?
Well, then I guess we dying too, because I don't know what to do without all this. This is
It's
amazing.
impossible for the internet to die. Forever.
Think about if you didn't have internet tomorrow.
Oh, I know what that's like.
Well, think about that. Forever.
Oh, I know what that's like. It's not good.
Well, then there it is. I ain't going there. I ain't going back. All right, y'all. I want to say that's the end of this video, this podcast, this whatever this content is that I created, which is way too long. Because I feel
yes,
like
almost as
I
long as
literally
the movie.
feel like we've been here for 4
This is
hours.
longer than the movie, actually.
No way.
Yeah.
What time did you sit down?
We started at like 11.
No.
It's like 2 hours later. Hold on, look at me.
The
Maybe
movie's 3 hours, you
What?
dingus.
Let's see. For you and I, JD, we were here.
We started around like 10, 30, 40.
11. I said, Balvin, where are you at 11:16?
We've been here since 9:50.
All right, y'all. This is the longest podcast you'll ever get from us, but I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you know what to do. Share it, like it, write a review about it, review us on iTunes. Maybe this might be on SoundCloud, and it's maybe also not SoundCloud, but Spotify, and also maybe Anchor. I might try that out. We'll see. This has been the JD and Paul cast with Gabriel today. And I appreciate each and every one of you who came and listened and sat through this, because if you did, you're a trooper. Regardless of that, we're going to call it. All right? Thank you.
And if you made it this far, we got to give them a secret code for them to say, so to make sure that they actually stuck through it.
Sure.
Say,
secret code word? Say,
I love you 4,000.
no, say 3,000, because it's part of the movie and it's way more better.
No. 4,000 makes it more obscure.
That's true. Was there another number? Or I hate
Say America's ass.
you.
Comments.
No, what was it? What? No, we need one that's actually something that we'll remember. 6 butt cheeks, America's ass.
6 butt. 6 butt cheeks.
Dang, I don't know what to say.
Say war mane.
Yeah, say that. Say that. Say that. Iron Man. Say that Iron Man. Iron Man 3000. That's it. There it is.
Oh, Iron Man 3000.
Iron Man.
Say war mane timeline.
Stop. Hashtag Iron Man 3000 if you got through this whole thing. All right, leave comments below. Leave reviews below. Leave everything below. All right, everybody. You guys saying your fellow goodbyes? Stop biting your nails, Gabe. It's bad for you. All right.
Sorry.
That's where he gets his art power from. Stop hating.
I always bite my key.
All right, people. Thank you guys for watching all this. If you want to continue this talk, hit those comments down below, guys. Yeah.
Don't forget the hashtag.
What was
If
it?
you want to follow Gabe on Instagram, what's your Instagram, Gabe?
Yeah, do your socials, guys.
Instagram Gabe Gault, GabeGault. I'm an artist.
I'm an artist.
I didn't mean to laugh, but you say you're an artist.
I'm an artist.
I'm an artist.
Gabe, Paul, plug yourself.
Jones Miss Prime, JONES, IMUS, PRIME, on pretty much everything that has a social.
Yep, and you guys know me, JD Witherspoon, at most everything. JD Witherspoon at Run JD.
Check him out on Confetti.
Oh my God, yeah. No, I don't feel like plugging anything except for myself right now. But we're out here, y'all. Thank you so much for this. And with that, that'll be the end.